Yo, yo, yo. What is up? What is up? YouTube Boxing with Family. I'm back at it with another good live stream for y'all today. Gonna be talking on some good boxing today. I got like my, friend coming through and hopefully we could chop up on some good topics. Um, I got a lot to say because now it's like boxing is now on fire and there's just like a lot of things, you know. But yeah, you know. But either way, um, I think based off of what we're seeing, and I think there's just like so much to really talk about. Oh wait, hold up. Here's a new link. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, but yeah. Either way, I got like a lot of good stuff to talk about today. Or actually, you know what? Let me try to put the link in the chat for anybody that wants to come in. Clicking on the hyperlink, hyper extension. Facebook the logo doesn't direct you to the page. Hold up, give me 1 second, guys. And I always hate it when this happens. But let's see what we're doing right now. Uh, yep. But yeah, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, sweet. We got him. Yo, what's up?
What's up? How's it going?
Not much. How's it going?
That's fine. Thank you for having me on.
All right, let's get it popping. You got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. Let's talk about this past weekend. What's your thoughts?
This past weekend was good. I fucked up, and I'm not gonna lie. When Frank Sanchez when Frank Sanchez was fighting Negron, I fell asleep and I missed some, and then I was out. No. Like I know the end results of all the fights, and I rewatched most of them, but and also a few of the FS1 fights that went to FS1 I missed. Like I didn't get to see Michelle Rivera, but I know he won. He beat Jerry Perez, and I didn't get to see Michael Coffey versus that Armenian dude, but I heard Michael Coffey, but I saw Michael Coffey lost. I was like,
Coffey got his ass whooped. He got
that-
his yo. That Armenian dude, yo, Hovhannissian, like I call him, basically the Armenian juggernaut. Like, yo, he's an absolute killer, and literally, I'm calling it right now. He could, he could very well stop Jared, Big Baby, Anderson, because he's like one of those like big, super bulky, like heavyweight type guys, and he got a lot of power off of his punches. And then on top of that, he's trained by Joe Goosen. Like that's just
I gotta watch. I gotta watch the fight because let me say this: Michael Coffey is number one. He is 36 years old.
Yeah.
And number two, he turned pro. He turned pro at 28.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that Hovhannissian is bad. I'm just gonna, I mean, because the motherfucker weighs damn near what, like 300, something like that.
Yeah, he's like a really fat, Out of shape heavyweight.
So I mean, I'm not going to say Hovhannissian is bad, but I'm going to need to see a little bit because keep in mind, Michael Coffey got knocked out once, and then he got beat up again by Jonathan Rice, and Jonathan Rice is somebody that Efe Ajagba whooped. So I'm not gonna certify Hovhannissian off that, but I need to see him step up. I'm not saying he's bad, but I need to see something else.
Yeah, I agree because the biggest issue that I have with PBC is that they really match you up tough. And credit to Al Heyman, like he wants you to be successful, but at the end of the day, if you can't deliver a good fight with like somebody that's on the come up, and you're obviously a veteran or just past like your prime, then that's really your fault. It's not really PBC's fault for like setting you up to like get beat up, because it's like the biggest issue with their matchmaking is just that they basically make or break you. And for me, like I'm not really like against it, but at the same token, like would you rather want to see your favorite fighter go through easy fights where they're not learning, or would you rather put them in difficult developmental matchups where they are learning but they're still going through the motions of how to become like a world championship level fighter?
I don't even think that this is a situation. I don't even think that this is a situation that came down to like real legitimate matchmaking. I think they're just trying to keep guys fed. Because who else? Like, if you're gonna try to step up Hovhannissian or whatever, like who else is he gonna fight? He can't fight the top dogs because the top dogs are busy trying to make big fights. He can't fight Andy Ruiz. Luis Ortiz is busy. Wilder's fucking busy. Helenius needs some time off. So I think it's just a matter of trying to keep guys fed, because Johnny Rice fought this dude twice and he whooped his ass twice. So he figures, okay, let me give him some new booty, see if he can come back. And whoever wins is going to be good for us, because if Michael Coffey knocks off this young gun, then he gets to come back on a good win. And if the young gun knock off Michael Coffey, well, then he just got some better experience. So I don't even think this is a particular one. And no disrespect to either fighter, but it's like they're not on anybody's radar for real. Like especially Michael Coffey. So it's like no one really cares who they fight in particular. So I think it's a situation where they're trying to keep guys fed and keep guys occupied.
Yeah, like I just find it very sad because Michael Coffey, he really made a bad mistake of coming into the pros late. So, I was already thinking of it inside my mind, like,
oh shit, I'm rewatching the fight on YouTube right now because someone uploaded it. Jesus Christ, I'm seeing what you're talking about. Hovhannissian in there throwing. Hovhannissian
just
he in there bombing.
Yeah, he was bombing his ass, and I just felt bad because it was like, Michael, you realize like you going through this motion did not help your career. Like you're just being set up to just get beat up by like guys that want to knock your head off.
I don't know. Based on what I'm saying, because I'm only in round one, so we can keep talking about other stuff while I'm watching this. But based on what I'm saying, I'm gonna disagree on the Jared Anderson situation, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like somebody, like somebody he'll give trouble is Stephen Shaw.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Stephen Shaw, he'll. I mean, I love Big Shot. Don't get it twisted. But
wait, like I thought you told me in the past that Big Shot's not that good.
No, I mean, when you asked me, do you think he's like world title level? I said he doesn't beat any of the top guys. I didn't say he wasn't good.
Yeah.
I just said he doesn't beat any of the top guys because Stephen Shaw is too small.
Oh
now,
yeah,
and
that's true.
And he's not like Evander Holyfield. He's not like the super uber duper power puncher. He doesn't have the best boxing skill. I mean, and the thing is too, as a heavyweight, he's more boxer than puncher. And
that's very similar to Devin Haney in a way.
Right, and that's cool, but that's not good at heavyweight. And right now, I mean, look at who he's dealing with. Look at who he's dealing with. Fucking Tyson Fury, AJ, Usyk, Wilder. Like, nah, you're too little. Like, all those dudes gonna run you over.
Yeah, you need to have like a certain physique level before you could use your skills in the heavyweight division.
It's not even physique. It's just he doesn't do anything good enough for him to trouble those dudes. He's not big enough. His jab isn't long enough. He's not fast enough. He's not strong enough. He doesn't punch hard enough. Like, he can do some damage. And I'm not saying it's impossible that he beat any of these guys, but based on what I'm seeing, he doesn't do anything. Like, nothing about him is extraordinary enough for him to do any real damage. Like, Wilder is big as fuck, got the power. Fury, big as fuck. lanky, knows how to box and cheats. Usyk, very fast, excellent boxer. AJ, big as fuck. Shaw, he doesn't have anything extraordinary enough to be able to trouble those dudes. And that's no disrespect. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, and I like Stephen Shaw a lot, but you know everything's yet to be determined. And I mean, if he could prove us wrong, then you know I'll be very proud of him because he'll be like the very first heavyweight out of all of boxing to like actually go through that gauntlet and you know actually use his skills to the level of that caliber to be like very successful. And not many heavyweights have been successful doing that. Well, I would probably maybe put Usyk in that category, but Usyk, he has like a certain physique and skill set that keeps himself at, barely at bay. But
well, look at Usyk's heavyweight competition: Chisora, Witherspoon, fucking AJ. Like, come on now, like. I mean, don't get me wrong. Usyk is certified. He's the unified heavyweight champion of the world. But let's keep it 100. I have never picked against Usyk since he's been a heavyweight. I never thought AJ was going to beat him. I never thought Witherspoon was going to beat him. I never thought Chisora was going to beat him. I think Fury would beat his ass, and I think Wilder would beat his ass. But I never like. I'm not going to be in a situation where I assume someone's untouchable if they've never been in a situation where I've been able to pick against them. You know?
Yeah.
It's like what people say about Tank and Shakur. It's like, okay, that's cool, but I've never been in a situation where I've been able to pick against them with any fucking confidence. Like, they've never fought anybody that I thought stood a chance. And that's the same with Devin Haney, which is why I want Devin Haney to be able to fight Lomachenko, Tank Shakur, and all those dudes, because I want to be in a situation where I don't know.
Yeah, but it's just like, honestly, like Devin, he's being done dirty the same way. Who was that other fighter back in the day that got done dirty? Like, I'd probably say Hagler, but like I'll even use Lennox Lewis in that same sense. Like Devin's trying to fight everybody while everybody's trying to, basically hide inside like a corner and pretend as if like he's not like the most dangerous threat out there, and he's he's just like a drama queen. But it's like Devin's really like bringing back like the old school roots of boxing. He doesn't want no ducking or dodging. Like if he sees a challenge, like he's like the apex predator to go after it.
Yeah, and Devin Haney's not. People keep talking about preserving his own. I'm like, bro, all these people y'all think he needs to fight, he called out already. They just went another direction, and Shakur wasn't even in the division yet. So but yeah, no, like hopefully those dudes don't act like bitches and all of a sudden be like, we can't go to 140. Because first of all, let me explain something to y'all. I think I said this on our man show not too long ago. So in order to fight Devin at 140, you don't have to weigh in at 140. You just got to be a pound over 135. So for example, Lomachenko, as opposed to weighing in at 135, weigh 136, bitch. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then the fight can be at 140. People think, oh my God, he has to weigh in at 140. No, you just have to be in between 136 and 140. That's it. So tell them in a pound is 16 fucking ounces. 16 fucking ounces. That means one porterhouse steak and your fat ass is over 135. That's it.
Yeah.
One double cheeseburger and you over 135. That's it.
Yeah. I think Lomachenko knows Devin will beat his ass. So
he been known. That's why even though this is the fight that will probably be next, he hasn't called him out specifically. He hasn't said, "Oh, I would love to fight Devin." No, he's just like, well, he's got the belts. So, I guess that'd be the best move, to fight the champion. Like, cause he's the only guy left. You gonna lose. So just hurry up and get your bitch ass on and do something else. Honestly, to God, I hope that fucking Jermaine Ortiz can beat him and shit. Let Ortiz
fight. Because I was just about to say, if he beats Loma, then Devin don't need to, honor, any big name fight when he, announces his next fight, and he'll say, okay, well, Lomachenko lost, so.
I'd call out either fucking Shakur or Keyshawn since they want to talk shit.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, like, if Lomachenko loses, then Devin should just fight Shakur then.
Yeah, Shakur or Keyshawn, because Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Davis would be like the perfect move because he could say, okay, well, look, Lomachenko lost, so there's no other good level fighters, left to fight me, because he obviously would like to fight somebody just to basically rest, but if I'm Devin, let me go after Keyshawn Davis because he'd be talking all that crap, and then you beat him up, and then he basically sets it down.
Because Shakur can be like, well, since I'm coming up 2 weight classes already, I need some time to adjust. He's gonna pull that bullshit. So yeah, you already know. Like if Lomachenko get in there and lose, and then people talk about Keyshawn versus Haney, you know what Keyshawn gonna do? Oh well, I'm coming up from 126, so I'm gonna need some time to adjust, and I just got here. Blah blah. He gonna do all that weak shit. So yeah, look, Keyshawn been at 135 already. Come on and get some since you want to talk all that shit. And then when you get beat up, you can go back to the fucking drawing board.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for it. I think Keyshawn Davis will make that weird excuse of saying, "Oh well, I'm 9-0 now, or I'm 10-0 by the time when that happens," and I'll be laughing like my ass off, and I'd be like,
well, he's 6-0 right now, so I strongly doubt he's gonna get in 3 more fights before Devin Haney's next fight.
Yeah, but just imagine, if he actually said that and Devin actually just calls him out on his BS and
he already said that. He already said that about Frank Martin. He was like, "Oh, well, I'm 6-0." I was like, "Okay, well, just shut the fuck up."
All right,
ain't nobody trying to hear you. Stop talking about people you're not gonna fight. That's just like whenever like Tank talk about Kambosos and Haney, I'm like, you're not fighting either one of those dudes. So cut it out. Because I remember Lou DiBella was trying to make Tank versus Kambosos, and fucking nothing happened. And they know they're not gonna let fucking Tank go to Australia for whatever reason. I'm like, why would y'all even be worried about that? Tank is gonna knock Kambosos out. Why are y'all concerned about going to Australia?
Yeah.
No, we're not going to Australia. We the A side. Okay, well then be the A side and fight garbage. Motherfucker. Ain't nobody got time for that bullshit. Every time somebody try to make some good fights, they're always crying about money like no one's gonna get paid. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, I think they're saying that because they know that they're gonna get their ass beat, so they're trying to price themselves out.
I mean, don't get it twisted. Fucking yeah, Tank is the A side, but you don't have to keep repeating that every time someone's trying to get a goddamn fight made. This shit's annoying. We understand already. Just pick a price, pick some terms, and send some contracts. All they do is make excuses like, oh, somebody gonna want too much money. I'm like, bro, have you even asked? Have you even started negotiations? Have you sent a fucking contract? Have you done anything? Or are you just talking shit?
Yeah.
like bro, like these people have already proven that they're not stuck on money. Like Devin Haney's already proven that he's not stuck on money. He'll take a garbage deal to make a big fight. He's already proven that. And they still talking, well, we the A side and we got to be on our terms and our network. I'm like, dude, no one gives a fuck. Just send the contract, stupid. Damn, they make me so mad with that dumb shit. And then they talk about the belts. I'm like, bro, you can win the belts and then vacate them the day after you win the fight. You don't have to pay a single sanctioning fee. Stop acting like a bitch. Stop acting like you don't know boxing. Just say you like to talk, but we don't have any intentions on actually fighting these dudes or making these fights, and move on so we can stop being concerned about the shit.
Yeah, definitely. Because, my only biggest issue is when these fights do get brewed up more, I just have a feeling the only person that's going to be asking for the big fights will be Devin, and then I sadly believe Shakur and Tank, they're going to end up being ducks. I don't know.
And my thing is, I understand they want to act like hoes about money so people don't want to fight them. Because the thing is, I get it. They want to make the money so fucking unreasonable that none of the big people want to fight them. But I'm like, at what point does someone need to earn in order for a Tank in them to pay fair wages? Don't get me wrong. I'm I don't care about money, so I believe that if Devin Haney got a shitty deal to fight Tank, he should take it. Because I was one of the people that thought he should take the Australia deal. I'm like, yeah, the deal's trash, but he needs to clip Kambosos, and that's what happened. So if Devin Haney has to fight Tank on the cheap, I'm all fucking for it. Because the thing is, if he beats Tank, then that A side shit is over with. No, at some point in time, y'all they gotta start paying what they weigh a little bit. Because Tank is fighting 3 bums away from it being like, all right, bro, you got to start like paying people some actual money. Because even when Devin Haney was barely the WBC champion, LB was like, he gonna want too much money, and I'm like, how do you know? Have you approached him with anything? Have you offered him anything? Like, fuck, dog, like you talking shit. So yeah, so at the end of the day, that's what they'll do. They'll be like De La Hoya. They'll just make some stupid ass business terms and then blatantly know that's why the fight can't fucking happen. They'll just be like, okay, well, we're gonna offer you the fight for $16.75. We'll see you on fight day. Like, Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah. Oh man. But it's gonna be so interesting. It's gonna be so interesting what Devin's plan's going to be. You know, like in the coming future, because like when Devin's really trying to get smoke at like 140 and all the other weight classes, I just have like a really bad feeling like he's gonna be done dirty. Like he's not gonna have all these guys wanting to call out his name, and when he actually starts beating up people and actually dominating them, then I think like it's gonna be like a catch-22 principle of like everybody wants to say everything and anything, but actually trying to make a fight with them.
It's just funny to me because people often say, oh, well, Devin Haney will have no problem getting a fight at 140 because people punch hard up there and they're not going to be scared of him. Okay, first off, y'all said that nobody's afraid of him at 135, and that's been proven false. Second of all, since a few months ago, have y'all heard anyone at 140 call Devin's name? Have y'all heard Ryan Garcia, who's currently at 140, call Devin's name? Have y'all heard Gary Antoine Russell call his name again? Have y'all heard Teofimo call his name again? So people keep talking all this shit. I'm like, bro, as opposed to running your fucking mouth, how about you get on some of the fighters that you actually want to fight Devin Haney? Get on their ass and call them out. Stop telling people who Devin Haney needs to fight and tell these bitch dudes who talk about Devin Haney to actually go and try to fight him. But no, every time that happens, well, you see what happens is, it got to be fair and the money got to be good and blah, blah, blah. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Jesus Christ, acting like a bitch, trying to protect a professional combat sports athlete. Like, man, fuck you. You don't know anything about the accounting of, you don't know anything about these promoters' accounting situation. If two fighters want to fight, the fight gets made. When fights struggle, one or both of the fighters really don't want the shit. That's just the reality of the situation. I don't want to hear shit about promoters and all this bullshit because in reality, a fighter, even if he's signed to a promotional company, can just go, I'm not fighting shit else until I get this particular fight. And then what is the promoter going to do? The promoter can't make him fight.
Yeah, that's true.
So people keep hiding behind like, oh, it's the business. Man, shut up. You can't stand here and people who have never fucking done any real business talk about this just the business. Shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. Motherfuckers barely get their light bill paid on time talking about the business. Man, shut up.
Yeah, like I was talking to Abraham Nova earlier today about that, and he basically told me about the same thing. Like, a lot of these fighters, quote unquote, ducking, just don't want to, be, up forward of, basically discussing proper business. And, that's why some of these fighters get put on the shelf really bad. And, like it doesn't end up going well their way because, things are not being planned out, like accordingly for them.
It's true. And it's true because even if you're signed to a promoter, you still have to sign on the dotted line for a fight. You still have to sign a waiver that says if you die, you're not going to sue anybody if you're murdered in the damn fight. So your promoter can't do that on your behalf. You have to sign the dotted line. Your promoter cannot make you fight. A good example, Conor Benn can say right now to Eddie Hearn, I'm not doing shit else until I fight Virgil Ortiz Jr. And I don't care if he wants to fight or not. I'm not fighting jack shit else. I'll go to another promoter or you can release me or whatever. But I'm not doing shit else. And either that fight will get made or Conor Benn will go to another promoter. That's what will happen. Like, look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney wanted to be undisputed. Eddie Hearn wasn't making it. All right, bye. Fuck you. And it's really that simple. I understand Devin Haney had his own promotional company, and not every fighter has that. But then that fighter has the right to just go somewhere else. They can either buy their way out of their contract, be released from their contract, not fight, or just go somewhere else. That's the reality of the situation.
Yep. Yeah, but it's like you can't say that. You can't say that like a fighter is really ducking another fighter if they are coming to the table. But if the fighter that's not being honest, in any contractual business obligation to negotiate a contract with you, if they're not willing to like make a fight with you, then that's really their fault. It's really not your fault. So
Right.
I think
if dudes aren't even willing to come to the table and try to negotiate anything, there's nothing you can do about that. Like Tank talks all this, Tank, not even Tank fans, because Tank really barely understands business himself. But Tank fans talk all this bullshit, and it's like, okay, what contracts have they offered? Have they given anybody anything? Oh no! Again, only people who got contracts are Cruz and Rolly. So it's like, yeah, of course those fights got fucking made. And also Cruz isn't even really PBC. Who the fuck is he rep by? He's rep by like Manny Pacquiao or some shit. Manny Pacquiao
Promotions.
Yeah, so it's like, see what I mean? Jamal just talking.
Yeah, but it's like people bring up this side of the street bullshit, and it's like that really doesn't exist. It's just more like fighters want to make up whatever weird excuse not to fight another fighter, and it's not like promotional networks can come together and make a fight. Like I'll even use like Joe Smith Jr. as a great example. I think he's still promoted by Star Boxing, but I think Star Boxing co-promotes with Top Rank to put Joe Smith on a Top Rank card. So he's not really like,
Joe Smith has fought on PBC. He's fought on PBC before.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, same with Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias has fought on Top Rank and PBC.
Yeah, definitely.
Top Rank was stupid as fuck, and they released them. I'm like, really? So you're gonna release the best Puerto Rican talent you got? All right, that's not.
Yeah, and then trade that for Edgar Berlanga and Xander.
Right.
If Edgar Berlanga and Xander went to PBC and Subriel, was with a Top Rank, I guarantee you their matchmaking and records would not, be that good.
If Subriel Matias had signed, was still with Top Rank right now, Josh Taylor would be somewhere dead. And Subriel Matias would be undisputed and probably defend that bitch like 5-6 times.
Yeah.
Especially if he's fighting Top Rank dude. If at 140 over there at Top Rank, I'm not certain anybody beats Matias. I mean, him and Regis is kind of a 50-50, but like Jose Zepeda, Jose Ramirez, Maurice, he'll knock all them dudes the fuck out.
Yeah, he will destroy them. I was like talking to like a bunch of racist Mexican dipshits trying to tell me like Subriel would like get beat up bad by them, and I'm like,
by who?
By Zepeda. And
Zepeda's bad. Zepeda's not good. Dude, if Baranchik can knock you down 4 times, you're not good.
Yeah, so that was pretty much like my core argument. And they were saying like, nah man, Zepeda, he's good, man. But then I told them like, okay, if he's good, then what happened with that Terry Flanagan situation? Because he got beat up real bad by Terry Flanagan, and
Terry Flanagan isn't shit.
Terry Flanagan doesn't punch as hard as
Didn't Terry Flanagan get knocked the fuck out by Tevin Farmer?
Oh yeah, Terry Flanagan.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I could take a look at that.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Ain't no nigga that get knocked out by Tevin Farmer, some kind of badass. What the fuck? Hold on, let me look at the records.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Oh wait, no, he never got knocked out, but he just lost to. I'm thinking of somebody else, but he just lost to Regis Program Maurice Hooker. Never mind. Sorry, folks.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, like either way, it pretty much shows like Subriel Matias. He's a very good fighter, and I'm definitely looking forward to his world title shot against Ponce. Hopefully, we get that fight. Sadly, that fight got taken off of the Deontay Wilder card, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's because Ponce had visa issues, right?
Yeah, he was like bitching and complaining over that, and
yeah, that might be some bullshit there.
Yeah, like I was talking with Kano like about that, and he told me like Ponce never had any issues with that in the first place, and he just did that out of nowhere just to make up whatever weird excuse to say like, oh well, the fight can't be made. But it's like, okay, if you can't fight, then let's just say if you can't fight at all, the IBF should take you off the ranking for the number 2 spot or number 1, and the next person under Subriel should fight for the title, and then the winner of that belt could fight you, like in the near future. You would just have to, basically.
That ass probably ain't make weight.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking because he's not. He's not a 140 pounder. He looks like a welterweight or a super welterweight. He definitely cannot make that weight, and I'm thinking he's doing that just to piss us off as fans.
I just finished the Coffee fight versus Havanesian. My God, that was an ass whooping. That was terrible.
Yeah, Michael Coffey, I think he's damaged. I don't.
Oh yeah, Johnny Rice whooped his ass good twice. First he knocked him out, and then he fucking just beat his ass for the entire time. So yeah, after that ass whooping, Michael Coffey might have to. I don't know,
yeah, just hang it up, man. You're a good fighter, but you're not.
I wouldn't say hang it up, but he might need to come back against Gerald Washington or somebody that.
Yeah, I was just about to say why couldn't PBC just call up Gerald Washington?
Well, because Gerald Washington was trying to make a fight with somebody else, but yeah, I don't know. They need to slow him the fuck down some. Maybe him versus Joey DeVaco if they haven't already fought.
Yeah, they never fought before. That's a better fight.
Yeah, Joey DeVaco is a can. That'll give you some rounds.
I was gonna say maybe Mike Dallas Jr. He was like that black guy that Joey DeWaco knocked out.
Wait, Mike Dallas Jr. is a heavyweight? I thought he was like a welterweight.
Oh. His name is Mike Jones.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was like that sounds like a nigga that Ugas knocked out.
Yeah. Mike Dallas Jr. was like that black guy that Ugas, beat the crap out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mixed up. But yeah, that's a good fight. Maybe he could knock off who's that other guy, Kalatse, right? Iago
Kalajdzic, that dude.
Yeah,
that dude sucks. He could probably beat him. I transition over to the Michelle Rivera joint right now versus Perez. Michelle looks sharp. He looked good.
Yeah, he beat up Jerry Perez pretty good.
Yeah, I'm watching that right now. But yeah, as far as the fights this weekend, and then of course, we had the women's card, which was very good, which was very dope. They had Baumgartner versus Mayer, and then they had Shields versus Marshall. I'm just confused as to people talking about Baumgartner versus Mayer was a straight robbery.
It wasn't.
I don't understand what they were really talking about. It's not our fault that Mayer was afraid to step on the gas. She was afraid of Baumgartner's power because Baumgartner is not small and Baumgartner throws with a lot of bad intentions. It's okay. She was afraid. It's like Lomachenko versus Teofimo. She saw her big ass. It was like, shit, she can cold cock me and then the fight will be over. So let me fight a different fight.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Michaela wasn't able to step on the gas anyway because whenever she did, Alicia was just basically hurting her every time she came in.
Yeah, I mean, it's no one else's fault that Mayer transitioned from the game plan that was most effective for her. If she had fought Alicia the way she fought Hamadouche, she might have fucked around and won. But she was scared to put her foot on the gas, and that's no one's fault but hers.
Yeah, but I think that style would have gotten her hurt more because she definitely got staggered, by Alicia's shots, and Alicia wasn't even using that much exertion, with her shots.
That's true, but Alicia struggles on the back foot. She doesn't jab going backwards, and she often stays in the half guard instead of the high guard to block off the shots coming in. That's why her versus Serrano is a fight people are excited about, and people are saying that Serrano knocks her out. I don't think Serrano knocked her out, but Serrano can fuck
out. I think Serrano can decision her. But it's going to be it's going to be a very fun fight, and I think it's just going to go to the cards. I don't see either lady getting knocked down, but it's going to be a competitive fight. But I was going to say if Alicia, if she could work on that, on those flaws, I think she would be a better, all around fighter.
Yeah, and to be honest, after she clips Choi for whatever that's worth, I think either
Yeah.
I think she should go up and fight Katie Taylor, undisputed, and then after that, if 130, then she can come up
130
and get that fight. So I think that works best for everybody involved. And Mayer can go somewhere and fucking fight Hamadouche again. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Yeah, like people were like hyping her up, like she was like, you know, like another Kelly Pavlik type of fighter, and
yeah, like what the fuck, like what do y'all talk, like what do y'all see? Like I swear, like I said, top rank boxing is undefeated.
Like I like looked at her like she's basically Vonda Ward 2.0.
Yeah, talking about her superior boxing skills. Bitch don't even have a jab. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah, she doesn't even have good footwork.
She was like, "Oh, you could work her with your jab." I'm like, bro, where was this jab during when she fought Hamadouche?
Jab is not. She didn't use it against the Hamadouche fight, and she barely used it against that tough fight she had with that African lady, Helen Joseph.
That's what I'm saying.
And the other fight where she got rocked really hard and almost knocked out by Erica Farias, like to which she was like way past her prime, and she was able to like actually touch her.
Right, that's what I'd be saying, bro. People will just hear Mark Kriegel or Joe Tessitore say some shit, and then they'll repeat it like they're fucking experts. I'm like, bro, fucking. First of all, fucking Mark Kriegel is literally just the author. This nigga got famous for writing a fucking documentary about like a football player or some shit. Like no, real shit. I think like
I mean, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he graduated from Columbia School of Journalism, I believe. So
that's out of like New York, right?
Yeah, he got famous for writing a documentary about fucking Joe Namath. Like, man, what the fuck? Yeah, like nah, they be listening to this nigga like he really be knowing what he talking about. Like, man, fuck them. Like,
no. I guarantee you, all of his stories that he gets from boxing, he listens to us and then he flips it. And then he talks all that bullshit, you know, behind boxers.
All these dudes do that. It's just like during the Haney fight, you got fucking Andre Ward talking about clinching, and you got Timothy Bradley talking about punching power. Are you niggas serious? Andre Ward literally won all his best fights by fucking fighting in the clinch, and Timothy Bradley couldn't hurt a nigga's feelings. Talking about some damn punchy fight. Timothy Bradley retired with the same amount of knockouts that Devin Haney has right now. He retired with that amount of knockouts.
Bradley's not even that good.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that. Bradley was a good fighter. He just fucking ESPN dummy. He gotta pay his rent, so he just says dumb shit over here talking about.
Yeah, but it's like think about it.
I see a lot of clinching guys.
If we were hired to basically say what we want to say, we would very well, you know, have their jobs taken out very quickly, because the issue is that how are you able to get paid that much money to be on national television, and the main arguments that you say are not even being told online? Like more people come to us online through YouTube and other alternative video sharing platforms than they do go into ESPN or you know, any of but the major sporting platforms.
No, people that know something about the sport come to us. They influence that easy ass casual market. Because you gotta understand, ESPN has been like the primary, like it's been like the CNN of sports for years.
Yeah, CNN. Definitely.
Yeah, so people go to ESPN assuming that assuming that some shit is gonna be unbiased, and that's just not the situation. Because Top Rank is not ESPN. Top Rank is Top Rank. That's just under ESPN. Like ESPN is Top Rank's home, but Top Rank is its own weird fucking entity, and they hire their own people. So people got to stop assuming that everybody, if you Top Rank, you ESPN. No, those are Top Rank people that are under ESPN. ESPN keeps them fucking fed. ESPN gives them broadcasting. But those are Top Rank assholes. So
yeah, because like I just wish that the media would be us talking, and we got paid for what we say for giving out the right information, and that would help with the sport, change a lot better, because that would get rid of most of the dumb casuals that be flocking over to ESPN and saying, oh well, she's not undisputed yet, she got all the belts and she's good at this and she's good at that, and oh well, he didn't fight this guy because that guy
people have agendas. People, especially casuals, they have agendas. They want to like who they like. Like one important point that I was listening to on another podcast today was that they were talking about how the UFC tries to educate casual fans when fights are happening. They try to educate them like, oh, he's putting him in a Kimura, he's putting him in a guillotine or a triangle choke or some shit like that. They try to educate fans on what's happening in real time. In boxing, motherfuckers just talk shit. Motherfuckers just like, oh, well, you see he's clinching a lot, and then you got motherfuckers talking about Shields versus Marshall. Oh, I'm not sure if she's winning these rounds because her back's on the ropes. What the fuck are you talking about? She's got her back on the ropes and she's punching the shit out of the other person. What are you saying?
Yeah, I was just laughing so hard because
like these are the motherfuckers that gave Oscar De La Hoya a decision over Whitaker. Oh, he's doing work. Yeah, but he's not hitting shit. He's hitting ropes, wrists, and arms. Like you're giving him credit for work that's not doing any damage.
Yeah. Let's talk about that Clarissa fight. I thought Clarissa came out like Errol Spence. Like she just dog walked Savannah.
No, she came out bombing. Like she threw a flurry and damn near didn't miss once. I was like, God damn, she threw a flurry and landed almost every punch.
Dude, she fought like Jermaine Taylor with an EJ. Like I felt a little bit like afraid of her.
Yeah, she was in there getting buck wild, and then Savannah Marshall's dumbass came out there trying to fight like Tyson Fury. I'm like, first of all, that shit doesn't work because you may or may not be on drugs, but Tyson Fury's on drugs. And second of all, you don't have those dimensions. You can't do what he does. And Clarissa's not a small woman. She is not a small woman. So you can't just get in there and bully her for whatever reason. And she went in there with the weird low guard. Like, y'all are not Roy Jones. Like, what are y'all doing? Like I swear, like she was trying to fight like Tyson Fury with the skills of Josh Kelly. Like it was just fucking stupid. I was like, bitch, you're not even trying to win, whatever. But yeah, she went in there, she leaned on her, got a few good licks in, but ultimately she got her ass whooped. She just didn't throw enough punches, wasn't landing effectively. Clarissa was, slipping and rolling, had her defense. She bent at the waist. She was out jabbing her. It was a blowout. She won 2 rounds maximum.
I only gave her 1, but
I gave her punk ass 2 rounds. But people talking about like Keyshawn talking about it was a close fight. Like, man, shut up.
Close fight. Man, shut the fuck up, you pussy.
Yeah, Keyshawn. I'm waiting on. I can't wait to see what the fuck you amount to, dude. You already talking big shit,
bro. He's gonna get stopped.
This is why casual fans piss me off, because they literally hype up these dudes. Like, if no one was hyping Keyshawn wouldn't be sucking his own dick this hard. People already. This motherfucker was like 3 fights into his career. Oh shit, he can fuck with Devin Haney right now. What the fuck? Oh my god, based off of what? Oh shit, he ready for a championship shot right now. Against who?
Nobody.
Shit, if they was talking about Kambosos, okay, fucking sure. Kambosos couldn't even beat Lee Selby and damn near lost to Mickey Bay. Okay, fine. Yeah, sure, Keyshawn could beat Kambosos right now. Big fucking deal. But you talking about Devin Haney and Tank? Man, oh my god, bro. Like, this motherfucker make me so sick.
Yeah, I just think fighters like that usually end up failing in the sport because I just don't understand like why Keyshawn runs off of stupid arguments and he pretends as if like, we don't listen to you and we correct you every single day on like what you say. That's very enamored and ignorant.
It just always happens. It always happens. Like these fucking people talking about Gabriel Flores gonna be next up. Lomachenko gonna be next up. Teofimo gonna be next up. Fucking it's
Omar Aguilar.
Yeah, it's constant. It's constant. Oh, Berlanga, he might be able to fuck with Canelo. Like, it's constant. And then Josh Taylor. Oh my God, the mighty Josh Taylor can fuck with Terrence Crawford. Like, all this bullshit. And then they have one bad fight, and then they go ahead and repeat everything we had been saying. Oh, maybe they're not that guy. Maybe they're not ready. Actually, they're not certified. Exactly. I had been saying Josh Taylor wasn't shit since he fought Regis Prograis, but motherfuckers needed until Catterall to realize that. People told me I was stupid and didn't know boxing when I said that both Bud and Tank would knock Josh Taylor the fuck out. Then he fights Catterall, and all of a sudden those bitch dudes are repeating what I said. I'm like, oh really? Oh, like shut the fuck up. Y'all don't know shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like basically saying like the same thing about this one UK female fighter that people were trying to hype up. Her name is I think her name is April Hunter, and she lost back in like the past to like this like one other chick that I follow. But basically like they started to like gas her up again when she fought on the Clarissa card, and I think she won her fight, but still that's basically like how all these dumb casuals are like when it comes to just like any fighter in general that they want to just use for political clout.
Yeah, I don't know. It just gets on my nerves because the wrinkles be there. The wrinkles be there. Like you can see. Like if look at bro, look at Josh Taylor's eye after he fought Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis didn't look like he had been beat up.
Yeah, he didn't even get beat up that much.
Yeah, Josh Taylor looked like he got his ass whooped. Even with Alicia Baumgartner and Michaela Mayer. Michaela Mayer was fucking leaking during the fight. Her fucking face was bleeding from punching.
Yeah, Alicia.
People were like, oh look, she winning. What the fuck? Like what? What are you seeing?
Yeah, after like the first round, her nose was like turning, super red.
Yeah, it's just like when people, it's just like when people tried to say, "Oh, Leo Santa Cruz was up on the cards before Tank knocked him out." What are you talking about? Leo Santa Cruz's head was bleeding by the second round. He was getting his ass torn up. What are you saying? Because he threw a few little punches in there. Oh my god, look, he's winning. Something like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. Like, you can bring some fucking mad. Certifying all this bullshit. And also, I'm in round 5 of Rivera versus Perez. Rivera looked good.
Yeah, Rivera. I was gonna say like, I think the only reason why he took this fight at like 140 was because there was nothing being lined up for him at 135. So
Michelle versus Frank Martin would be some good smoke, to be honest.
Yeah, like I have a bad feeling that's probably gonna end up happening because it's like, honestly, Michelle Rivera, like, I'm like one of those few people where I will say like I think he should be like lined up like a world title shot, but like give him some like top tens, and then once he passes those fights, then I think world title opportunity will be like available. But I think him and Frank Martin, they're in a very good spot because once Devin Haney vacates, they're probably going to end up getting vacant titles, to begin with anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, they might have to chill for a little bit because I'm one of those people that think that Devin Haney should go to 140 and hold the division hostage. Because all these dudes talking about how belts don't mean anything are suddenly going to be the biggest sack chasing, belt wanting assholes after he vacates everything. After he vacates everything, all of a sudden Tank and Ryan, all those motherfuckers, going to be trying to get belts.
Yeah, I agree.
So
because
Michelle and Frank might either have to come up a little bit or kind of hold their own nuts for a little bit.
Yeah, like I don't think that hurts them, as a fighter because that just gives them more, promotional gain, when they get up there for the world title level, and then, by the time when they, meet their contemporaries, then I think that's what will, make their name shine a lot bigger. Because just them trying to be put up there right now, at any world title level, like I don't think that's not the right move, especially with Devin Haney, holding the belts now. So like I think just like a little bit more waiting, and everything will be right in front of them.
Yeah, I agree, and I mean, shit. If that's the situation, these motherfuckers should be pressing Tank. Tank over there. Tank got literally nothing better to do. And then people keep talking about promotional differences. I'm like, okay, if promotional differences mean so fucking much, why is Tank working harder to make a Ryan Garcia fight than any of these other dudes that are already at PBC? This is what I be talking about. Oh, because it's a big ass money fight. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. But you guys always say that Tank will make a lot of money no matter who he fights. So what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree.
The only person he's consistently called out is Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia on multiple occasions has blatantly not wanted to fight him. Ryan Garcia could have been fought Tank at any point. But Tank, the only person that Tank is consistent about fighting is fucking Ryan Garcia. And people want to make it seem like it has nothing to do with Ryan Garcia being incredibly vulnerable to Tank's best punch. Ryan Garcia cannot defend from a left hand to save his life. Everybody knows that Tank's best hand is his left hand. That's his strong hand. I mean, Tank got two strong hands, but we all know he's a fucking southpaw, so he does all his real work with his left hand. So people just don't want to admit it. You want to see Tank get another easy ass knockout that a lot of people look at. Cool, good. Just be honest with yourself.
Yeah, I just don't think Tank wants to fight the best opposition, and I think eventually, he's going to be met with somebody that's going to, end up, beating him pretty bad, or he's just not going to look as good. Like I was talking to that Tito Mercado guy, and I basically literally told him while he's getting better, I think Gervonta's going to be in the same situation. Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are in now, where the walls are closing in and the competition's going to get a lot more difficult. And I think Tank's going to make more excuses to say, well, I don't need to fight them. But it's like, who else are you really going to fight when people are not going to buy into the whole, easy fight fiasco? I think he's I think he's gonna start getting, exposed more as he gets older, and I don't want that happening for him. So,
well, I mean, it's the reality of the situation. Eventually, you're gonna run out of bums. Every division only has a certain amount of bums. 168 is just happened to be loaded with bums because most of the division wasn't even was in fucking Europe. So that was, and same with 175. But eventually, you're gonna run out of bums. You're gonna run out, and because 130 through 140 is high. There's a lot of good talent, and if you stay there, you fight three garbage dudes. Eventually, you're going to run out of bums. Or like Teofimo's dumbass, somebody will just surprise you. Somebody will show up one day and be more than you expected, and then you'll fuck around and lose.
Yep.
So it is what it is. You can only play around for so long before you run into the wrong one. It's boxing. If you stay in it long enough, you're gonna fucking lose. Like people keep talking about the Mayweather effect. Just because kids want to be like Mayweather, that's not Mayweather's fucking fault. If people don't want to risk their O's and they want to make the maximum money pulling the minimum weight, that's on them. That's not Mayweather's fault. Mayweather made maximum bread, but he fought the best people available. Minus, like people talk about Thurman and Spencer or whatever, but the nigga was 40. So, what are we doing
here? Yeah. But it's like Mayweather was able to get away with that because he fought basically champion after champion. And, knowing that people want to say, those are cherry picks, but they really weren't. These are guys coming off of their best wins. So,
yeah, these are P for P list fighters. People want to talk about, he fought little ass Marquez. I'm like, bro, Marquez was top 5 pound for pound at the time. Shane Mosley was pound for pound at the time. So you can talk all that bullshit, but it is what it is. And people keep saying, oh, well, Haney is never gonna be Mayweather. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but he's the only one acting like it. He's the only one that's saying, I want to fight everybody and anybody. Everyone else is making an excuse, crying like a bitch. Oh, well, we got to make sure it makes sense for us and all this money. Oh, well, I was fighting in the Ukraine, so I don't know. Oh, well, man, I can't make 130, so, I need me a warm-up fight at 135 for everybody crying like a bitch except Devin Haney. So you know what? Until that changes, I don't want to hear shit else. We're talking about fighting Ryan fucking Garcia. Ryan Garcia's not good.
Yeah.
The moment, bro, you almost got knocked out by fucking Luke Campbell coming off of COVID. That right there told us everything we needed to fucking know.
Yeah,
bro, you're not good. and the thing is, what would have happened if Luke Campbell hadn't had COVID? What? Right. I'm like, dude, what would happen if Luke Campbell didn't get sick? You probably would have lost.
Yeah, Luke Campbell even admitted that on Ryan Garcia's podcast.
What I'm saying, if Luke Campbell wasn't suffering the after effects of COVID, he might have knocked you out. And keep in mind, Luke Campbell can't fucking punch.
Yep.
Luke Campbell can't punch at all. And then you fast forward to fucking Togo, and not only could you not do shit with Togo sandwiches, but he was in there landing on your bitch ass. Sure, you dominated him and everything, but he was in there putting in work, and so it's like, bro, and then you gonna go from that to Tank? I'm like, bro, the only reason why Tank is even interested in you is because he know you some easy ass money. If you posed any kind of threat to Tank, he would not be interested. The only reason why Cruz did what he did was because Tank and his team didn't do any fucking research. They didn't do any research. They just, oh, he's some unknown nigga. We should just go ahead and fight him. He ain't shit. And also, he already have been outboxed by somebody who nobody even knows today. So clearly, he was like, yeah, this is somebody we could easily handle. But he ain't do no fucking.
Oh yeah, like, are you talking about the Francisco Romero guy, or?
I forgot who outboxed Cruz early on this trip, but he lost the 8-round decision.
Oh yeah. Like, I know.
Like, I think it might have even been in Mexico. But the point is, some dude who's not Tank was able to outbox a Cruz for the majority of the fight. Some dude that's not even a third of the fighter that Tank is. So you telling me, oh, Tank was able to outbox Cruz? That's not impressive to me. He had been beat by somebody that motherfuckers had never heard of. That's not impressive. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then now that you talk about Romero, there's an argument that Romero may have won that because Cruz doesn't even jab. You know how easy it is to outbox someone with no jab. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, like, I was always taught inspiring that, like, if somebody's just coming in trying to brawl, all you got to do is just slip hook counter.
Yeah, or just jab him to death. That's what Civil does. That's what
I saw does. I saw that video by Bernard Hopkins where I think he was talking to like James Toney, and he was teaching him how to like slip hook counter from with the Philly shell, and it was such a great upper body defensive mechanism movement system, because that's what a lot of great fighters do when they don't need to use their feet that much. And I think a lot of fighters need to start doing that more, because not only that helps you conserve a lot more stamina, but when you jab on top of like moving like your body more to like be more defensively counteractive and more deceptive to your like opponents like attacks, that makes you very, very more successful.
Yeah. And then, it's the same reason why Lennox Lewis was able to beat dudes like David Tua. David Tua had no jab. Same reason why he was able to beat dudes like fucking Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. Not that those dudes didn't have jabs, but Lennox Lewis' jab just landed first. They weren't able to be effective with it. So you telling me that you're outboxing someone that doesn't have a jab and you're a known boxer, that's not fucking impressive. I'm sorry. Like, him beating up Cruz with one hand was impressive, but like, no one was picking Cruz to beat Tank. That's the thing. No one in their right mind was picking Cruz to beat Tank. Everyone thought Tank was gonna knock him the fuck out, and if Tank had both hands, he probably would have. So so that's not a good fucking fight for me. That doesn't excite me. Oh, the overwhelming favorite is gonna win. Like, okay, congratulations, motherfucker. That's not, that's whatever.
Yeah. As far as the state of 140 and 147, how do you think it's going to play out now that probably Bud and Spencer is probably not going to happen, and then all the titles being dispersed at 140?
Well, I'm hearing that Bud and Spence is going to take place in the first quarter of 2023. It's going to be part of PBC's first quarter schedule. It's going to be probably January, February. So
nice.
So that's what I'm hearing. But we'll see. As far as 140 is concerned, I don't give a fuck. I mean, like, Josh Taylor's bitch. Josh Taylor's bitch ass is doing what Josh Taylor do. You got the WBC vacant is about to be taken up by Regis or Zepeda. I got Regis personally. And the IBF, they're just waiting on Ponce to get his shit together and take his ass whooping. So, if you got all the three, the WBA through the IBF, they can all unify because they all can fight on PBC. And Josh Taylor's punk ass can sit over there and duck for however long, because he loses to all these dudes. I think Puello will beat his ass. I think Regis will beat his ass. And I think Super Matias will beat his ass. So he's either going to sit there like a bitch over a top rank and hide behind that side of the street and just, get a few more paydays for as long as he can make weight. or he's gonna go on somewhere. So that's just how that's gonna be. And then these dudes are probably gonna unify and put pressure on Josh Taylor, and then they can expose Josh Taylor for what he really was. He was a fucking weenie. Like they keep talking about his undisputed reign like it was something big. I'm like, bro, we look at his fucking record and like look at who the fuck he was fighting. So he fought for the so he beat Postal for the fucking WBC interim. That's fine. So his first big fight, he fights Baranchik for the IBF. Wow, Baranchik! Look what a great man that turned out to be. Then for the WBA Super and Ring titles, he fights Regis, which I believe he lost. 6 rounds to 5 with 1 draw round, and a lot of other people did. Then he fights some random dude from Thailand that nobody even knew in a horrid, like that knockout looked fake as fuck. He knocked him out in the first 30 seconds of that fight.
Oh yeah, Kong Song.
Yeah, then he fights Jose Ramirez, who was marginal as fuck, but he becomes undisputed. Okay, fine, whatever. And, he beats the shit out of Jose Ramirez, who I never thought was in super talent. And then this motherfucker, Jack Catterall, comes out of nowhere and beats his ass, but doesn't get a decision. So it's like y'all can't tell me now. I've seen Josh Taylor lose twice. I've literally seen it with my own fucking eyes. Like, and the Catterall decision was so bad, they filed a lawsuit. They were like, bro, how? He's beating your ass from beginning to end. How in the fuck? Like, how? It's ridiculous. But it is what it is. So that's what's gonna happen. Those 3 are probably gonna unify if they have any sense, and then make a bunch of money, and then they're gonna put pressure on Taylor, and Taylor's not gonna do shit. He's not gonna take shit. He's not gonna rematch Regis. He's definitely not gonna fight Matias. That'd be fucking crazy. And I don't think he fights Alberto Puello, because if he did, he would have beat him already, because he vacated the WBA as soon as Puello was the Mando. So that's whatever. And as far as welterweight goes, them niggas better figure it out, because Stanionis is getting hungry, John Ennis is definitely getting hungry, and Virgil Ortiz doesn't really want to fight anybody. He's gonna be the Munguia of that division. He doesn't want to fight anybody. Ugas is talking about coming back so he can fight either Thurman or Ennis. Mikey Garcia is retired. Butayev need to get his bitch ass back in there. He didn't lose that bad. He can fight some damn body. And Conor Benn don't want to fight nobody, so I'm not even really looking at Conor Benn as any kind of serious threat, because he's proven he doesn't want to fight anybody. He's proven, what the fuck you gonna wait drain Eubank Jr. for? And that's not even a good fight, to be honest, because you fuck around and lose. So that's why he needs to take steroids and try to weight drain Eubank Jr., because he didn't have any faith in himself. So I'm not tripping on either division. I think 140 is gonna be cool, except Josh Taylor's gonna be a little bitch. And hopefully we can get shit cracking at 147, because they're taking too long. Crawford needs to hurry up and just take what's fucking offered. Asking all these stupid ass questions, talking about transparency. Fuck you. You don't deserve shit. You didn't ask Bob Arum for any transparency when he was robbing your dumb ass.
Yeah, look, I want to see a lot of good matchups with guys like Rashidi Ellis, Stanionis. Who's that other good fighter? I want to see, Thurman, Ugas, just basically all the top 50 welterweights go at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, we need that. I just finished Michelle Rivera's fight. Yeah, he did good. He whooped his ass 8 rounds to 0. But yeah, we need that. We need that, and they need to come on. To be quite honest, they need to come on and stop bullshitting, because in a minute it's gonna get real. And in fact, if I was Devin Haney while I'm still on Top Rank, shit, I don't know, fuck around and use the WBO belt to press Josh Taylor and collect that scalp if we're really talking. Because shit, what else we doing? What else we really doing? So I take advantage. Hopefully Top Rank doesn't try to knock him, like drive him into another contract. That would be annoying. But that's what I would do.
For who?
Devin Haney.
Oh yeah. Like, I need Devin to get up out of there.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't care if the fight happens on Top Rank. I'm just saying, hopefully it's just on a fight to fight basis, and they don't rope him into another 4-fight contract where he's making 17 cents and you know, like where he's making $3.75. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
He's over there fighting for unified championships. Cambosis getting $10 million paycheck, and he's getting 2. Like, what the fuck? Cambosis ain't never made no real money in his entire life, but he's getting $20 million.
Bro, Devin deserves to be getting paid like 15 million dollars, man.
Especially if Cambosis is. That's what makes me so mad about Tank. They always talk about money, and then people always try to base what you deserve off of what you got paid last. And I'm like, dude, look at Cambosis. Cambosis had never made any real money his entire life. He fights Devin Haney one time, gets $20 million for 2 fights.
Yeah, he'll literally open up like multiple businesses and become like a mega entrepreneur.
Yeah, because if I was Cambosis, I'd stop fighting right now. I would stop fighting right now and make that $20 million last. Like,
Yeah.
I would literally get out of boxing. I'd be like, all right,
just invest.
yeah. I would get out of boxing, maybe start a promotional company or you know, train or do something else. But yeah, I would stop fighting immediately. I'd be like, man, fuck this.
Shit,
No
take
way.
a look at Jake Paul. Like, you know, he doesn't have to do anything to make all that money. You know?
Well, Jake Paul and them got into boxing because they fucked up their YouTube earnings doing dumb shit. But yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, that's why they got into boxing. Their YouTube earnings got kind of fucked up because he did that stupid shit in the suicide forest.
Oh, so YouTube is not paying them as consistently?
Well, they're the reason why the YouTube like between them and PewDiePie, those two situations, what caused the adpocalypse to why a lot of content got demonetized. So they got into boxing because of that stupid shit.
Okay, yeah. So,
Like, as far as them making money off YouTube now, I'm sure that they are, but it probably is not as much as it used to be back in the day when motherfuckers can make like $50 million, $80 million a year off YouTube. And I don't think it's as sweet as it was.
yeah, but like if you're like a big time gamer and, you know, let's just say if I get big and I get like a bunch of views rolling in, like, you know, that doesn't, you know, like affect me as much, right?
Like I said, before the adpocalypse, you probably would have made more money than you would now. That's what I'm saying. The adpocalypse cost everybody a lot of money, and a lot of content got demonetized. Like even that kid that famous kid on YouTube that does toy reviews that makes like $30 million a year, they demonetized all his shit, and his parents had to like do something to get it back cut online because that's how they make money. So they even hit that kid. So, you know.
Yeah, that's so stupid because like YouTube's finding any reason to like demonetize you if you're not of like, I guess like a certain age bracket, right?
I mean, well, yeah, because they had to censor that content because that Suicide Forest video wasn't supposed to come out, and it's
yeah, definitely. But
yeah,
that was like YouTube's fault for even like having that, you know, issue in the first place. Like, you know, they should have just done their part to say, hey, look, don't do this again. But if you do this again, then, you know, you're gonna lose like a crap load of money.
I mean, yeah, that's also fact. But you know, also I'm pretty sure they just wanted an excuse to reduce the amount they were paying out for their top talent because they were paying out a lot of fucking money. Like there are people who real life like that don't even produce content anymore that no longer have to really work for a living because of the shit that they made on YouTube. Like for example, the kid I'm talking about, he's gonna be good for the rest of his life. He's doing toy reviews as a 5-year-old because his parents had the sense to record him. This motherfucker's been making like $20 million a year and he's not even like 10 years old yet. So he's gonna be straight. Like him and his family are gonna be straight. So, you know,
YouTube, it's just crazy.
YouTube doesn't want to have a bunch of people like that one.
Yeah. So basically YouTube is really not as rich, you know, as they say they are.
No, they're rich, but that's why they're staying rich because they're not paying out as much money. If YouTube gets content and pays out less, YouTube gets richer. If they're paying out more, YouTube gets poorer.
Okay, but if I'm doing good and let's just say like, you know, I get like 1 million, you know, subscribers, I'm still getting bread, but you know, like I'm not really, you know, I shouldn't really be focusing on that. You know, I could like use that money to like, you know, invest in, you know, other professions.
I mean, yeah, if you get 1 million subscribers, then yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll pay you reasonably. But I forgot how they measure it. I believe the acronym is called CRM, and it's like
yeah.
it's like per you get paid per 1,000 views.
Yeah. Like it's like $3 per view.
Yeah, so you get paid you get paid with that kind of view. I mean with that kind of sales model, that kind of earnings model. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So and then you got Wilder versus Hellenius.
Yeah, like I was just about to ask you like about that.
I mean, shit. I didn't. Oh, it's called CPM, cost per mil. But anyways, yeah.
Yep, CPM.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be a first round. I mean, I knew Hellenius was gonna get smoked, but I didn't expect it to be that fast. But it is what it is. It's just like Tank and Rolly. Like Tank, I mean Rolly ran, yeah, Rolly ran in there looking crazy, and he got caught. And it's the same with Hellenius. Hellenius ran in there, buck wild, not knowing what the fuck was going on, and he got caught. He fucked up. It is what it is. So yeah, I mean, good job, Wilder, and hopefully we can get well now apparently they mandated some fucking dumb shit, so now we gotta get Ruiz out the fucking way. But outside of that,
Ruiz.
Yeah, outside of that, it should be good.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward for that fight.
Yeah, I think Ruiz is gonna do what Ruiz does. He's gonna try to come in there, come on the inside, bully him, but he's gonna get caught coming in and get smoked. So so yeah, it's whatever. Ruiz want to get his little pay because Ruiz been talking shit and crying for a little bit now. So I'm kind of ready for him to get up out of here. Like, all right, you talking shit, acting like somebody's running from you. Okay, so come in here, get knocked smooth the fuck out, and Wilder gonna get credit for being the first person to stop him because AJ's punk ass couldn't. And then we're gonna move on with our lives. Hopefully Usyk could be next.
Yeah, most definitely. I just think Deontay Wilder, he doesn't need boxing, and he's just so successful. And like I'm proud of him. Like I think honestly, like Team Wilder, like I'm not going to lie, like I think Team Wilder definitely watches all of us, and I'm just proud that Deontay Wilder, he like acknowledges that that we actually do care like about him, and like I'm happy that his development has grown way bigger with Malik Scott. I wish this style was pretty much introduced a long time ago, and I wish Deontay Wilder had this style coming in earlier in his career.
Well, to be honest, first of all, it was a major weight issue. A lot of his problem was just weight. I think if he had stayed under 220 pounds like he always was, he would have beat Fury.
Oh yeah. But the first fight clearly showed that that's his best athletic lean form of weight, and he was hurting Fury multiple times.
Yeah, he just like he fucked up his gas tank. I don't know whose fucking idea that was. Or whatever, but I'm glad that dumbass strategy is gone. That really pissed me off. And secondly, people like when you watch Deontay Wilder's career, if you watch his fights, Deontay like Wilder, he started doing less, and I understand this because he started winning fights using less of his attributes. But without being disrespectful, his skills were never bad. His skills just degraded over time. He regressed as a fighter because he started winning his fights doing less, so he got accustomed to doing less. And because apparently him and fucking dumbass Mark Breland were beefing the entire time, Mark Breland didn't have the sense to point any of this out. He was just over there taking a check like a bitch. So so Mark Breland over there in camp talking about, he not learning the jab, he not doing this. I'm like, so you happily took a paycheck while your student is not learning what they need to learn to survive. Okay, yeah, you're a bitch. So that's first off, and that's why his bitch ass is sitting there unemployed. Nobody wanting to use it. Exactly. People keep talking all this bullshit. Oh, Mark Breland did, Mark Breland that. Okay, well, no one really was thinking about Mark Breland's pro career or his coaching career until Wilder, and even after the fact, if he's so good, why is he so unemployed? That's what I'm saying. How the fuck fucking Bill Haney, who's never boxed a professional round in his life, is coaching motherfuckers. Like, he was literally in Trump's in the corner.
But it's like you can get into boxing so easily, but it's like, how do you...
Virgil Hunter has never coached has never fought a professional boxing round in his life. His claim to fame is being Keisha Cole fucking daddy, and this nigga coaching Olympic gold medalist. But Mark Whelan can't get nobody else but Wilder. Exactly.
Yeah, Virgil. Like honestly, like I think Virgil Hunter's just a fraud. I'm calling it now.
oh yeah, he most definitely on fraud watch. This is like he's like Bomac. You got one good, super good athletic fighter, and people took that person's natural attributes and thought you was the coach of the century. No, nigga, you're not good. You couldn't even coach. You couldn't even coach. What's his name? Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring has had his ass beat like 3 times in a row by southpaws, and y'all keep putting him in there with southpaws making no adjustments. Like, bro.
Yeah, man. You know, like we could f up southpaws.
Yeah, nah.
And then get your ass beat by another deadly southpaw.
Yeah, and then Virgil Hunter had Barrios. Barrios looked kind of iffy against Akhmedov, got the shit whooped out of him by a tank, and then lost to Thurman. You know, and don't get me wrong, like Thurman and Tank are supposed to beat Barrios, but based on what I've seen, the adjustments weren't there. And then what really got me was Tony Yoka. Oh my god! When I saw Tony Yoka, the Olympic gold medalist, get beat up by a nigga from Nigeria that only had 16 amateur fights, I officially put Virgil Hunter on the
Bro, Martin Bakoli is like Deontay Wilder.
Oh my, Martin Bakoli is not good.
Oh yeah.
That nigga's not good. He's not no Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder got a bronze gold medal, but Martin Bakoli got fucking stopped by Michael Hunter, and that's no and that's no disrespect to Michael Hunter. I'm not saying Bakoli's dog shit because Michael Hunter is his only loss, and he haven't really fought that many good people. But the fact that he went in there and whooped the shit out of Tony Yoka like that in France was dog. Like, bro. Like, bro, like, man, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they need to really go back to the drawing board with Tony Yoka because that shit was booty. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, like it was the same thing with that Asian dude that fights a featherweight, Tuksok on Nyambayar. He got cooked by that African dude.
That was a draw. But yeah, he was getting his ass whooped. And you're right. And shit, Nyambayar should have stayed with fucking Goosen. He should have stayed.
Yeah, I don't know why he left Goosen. Goosen's such a good ass trainer.
Yeah, Goosen had him straight, and the only reason why Nyambayar lost to Colbert is because he doesn't have any footwork. He couldn't cut the ring off. It's not Goosen's fault that you couldn't effectively land punches on fucking Colbert because Colbert is there to be hit. And Colbert can't punch. Colbert can't punch for shit.
Yeah, he can't.
Colbert has absolutely zero power. So the fact that your fat ass couldn't cut the ring off, that's on you. Goosen can tell you everything you need to do, but if you don't have the physical athleticism to execute the game plan, that's your fault.
Yeah, because I was actually thinking that Colbert was actually going to be fighting Frank Martin in his next fight.
No, he a bitch. Errol Spence said straight up, okay, we can make it happen, get ready, and it's been crickets ever since. He never wanted that. Ain't no way. It'd be another immediate ass whooping. Why would you jump from one ass whooping to the other?
Frank Martin.
Yeah, no. Right. Ain't no way. Colbert was just talking shit, and then somebody on his team grabbed him by the neck and said, boy, shut up. You know? Unless you want to be a gatekeeper at like 19 years old, however the fuck old he is.
Yeah, 20, 23, 24.
Because dudes, let me say this: dudes don't understand. When you lose, that can actually make things harder for you. Because when you're winning and you're undefeated, and especially if you have a title or a title shot available, you can either take a title shot, and when you get a title, you have the ability to make certain fights and avoid certain people. When you start losing and you're around a bunch and you're in a division where everybody's hungry, the route to getting a title becomes much more difficult. Like, for example, look at Michael Fox. Michael Fox just lost to Green Beans, and that's no disrespect to either fighter. But look at welterweight. If Michael Fox wants to get another title opportunity, he's going to have to go through some real people. Yeah, he's going to have to go through some serious people. He's going to have to fuck with a Thurman or a Boots or a Ben or Virgil Ortiz Jr. or somebody like that. Like look
Cody
at more
Crowley, Joshua Paul Torres, Rashidi Ellis, like
right. These are
Yeah.
real dudes. Whereas if he had been able to keep his ranking, he maybe he would have been able to do something else. I mean, shit. Look at Jamal James. Jamal James was the WBA interim for Errol Spence. I'm not saying he would have beat Errol Spence, but that would have been a big money fight. But he lost to Butayev, and now look at what he has to go through if he wants to get his way back. He's gonna have to he's gonna have to fight a Stanionis or a Boots or something like that. So yeah, so when people lose, so when people lose, sometimes the route to titles get much harder, and that's why it's important. Like that's why sometimes you gotta try to mitigate or plan for risk. You can't just be jumping to high risk fight to high risk fight. That's how you end up like Gabe Rosado. That's how you end up like Derek Chisora. That's how you end up a fucking bum. That's how you end up like Jaime, like Montiel and shit, constantly in hard ass fights, barely making any money. That's how you end up like that. So I'm not saying be a bitch and cherry pick. I'm saying you have to think smart, because and also psychologically getting your ass whooped takes a lot out of you, physically and psychologically, and it goes on to affect your future performances. You know, not everybody is fucking Wilder. Not everybody can come back from getting knocked out twice under suspicious circumstances and come back and start whooping ass. Like, not everybody's like that. Look at AJ. Ruiz tapped his ass on the temple one time, and he's been the bitch ever since.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing about that one female fighter. I'd probably even say Terry Harper, but Terry Harper, she had
whooping ass. She just moved up in weight.
Yeah, but prior to her winning, the title, she had, like a little like shaky fight up against a Argentinian girl, but then after that, she did very good against Hannah Rankin. But Hannah Rankin, she's not really like, I should say, like the type of like opponent to like really like put you, in a knockout trouble, right?
Yeah, I mean, shit. A perfect example is look at George Kambosos. Look at this shit, George. If George Kambosos real life wants another title shot, look at who the people he gonna have to fight.
Yeah, he's gonna get eat.
Yeah, he doesn't beat a lot of these people. George Kambosos is fucking. He's not like super trash, but he's not good.
I mean if he was good and he actually lost to Devin Haney decisively, but he actually looked good in those performances, then he could definitely say, you know what, I made $20 million, off of Devin Haney fights. You could easily fight like Tank, Frank Martin, and all those guys, but it's like, that's not happening because it's like he already knows, what the picture is going to be.
Yeah, he's food. Like, honestly, I'm not even sure if he beats Jojo Diaz, to keep it 100. I really don't know. Like, I think Michelle Rivera probably beat his ass. Isaac Cruz would probably beat his ass. Jojo Diaz probably beat his ass. Fucking Rolly might beat his ass. Like, it's just, bro, like, it's very, like, it's just, that's what I'm talking about. Like, when you lose, your route to the title can become far more dangerous than you actually being a champion. It can become far more dangerous. Like, look at Lomachenko. Lomachenko could have been a ducking bitch his entire goddamn career if he still had the belt. But now that he doesn't have shit, you gotta see the guy you didn't originally want to fight. Now you're probably gonna lose. You're probably gonna lose again. Because
now Jermaine Ortiz is gonna be that, magic 8-ball where everything can go downhill.
Well, I don't think Ortiz is gonna beat him, but if he does, that'll strengthen my point. Like, see what happens. See what happens when you fall off. That's that. If he does actually get in there and lose, that will strengthen my point. That'll be like, see, this is why dudes duck so hard, and why they would rather use politics to avoid certain people, because taking an L and losing can sometimes, like losing coming from a champion, sometimes your competition gets harder. People talk about how your competition is hard while you're a champion, but sometimes losing and being a contender, having to fight your way up the rankings, that's when your competition is hardest. That's why champions try not to fall off.
Yeah, because especially like even without the females, this is what gets me pissed off. Like I'll even use who's that one champion? I'll use Katie Taylor. Great example. Like she'll fight people that we haven't heard of before, and
people are okay with it. But as soon as like some killer wants to actually get any smoke with her, it's like she'll make up whatever excuses to say, oh well, it has to go through Eddie Hearn, blah blah blah, and it's like, you realize you're not facing like elite level competition. You're facing like a very limited pool of like somewhat subpar fighters, and it's like she doesn't look any better once she, gets matched up against, a fighter that's not coming, to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like honestly, the fact that she looked that way from Amanda Serrano coming up from 126, that's very telling. It's like, bro, Amanda Serrano is big. Don't get me wrong, but the fact of the matter is she's making 126, and she came up there to where people were like, I don't know if you won. That's not good. So I'm pretty sure if Alicia Baumgartner is smart, she will try to challenge her undisputed versus undisputed in a big ass female mega fight. I don't know if Katie Taylor gonna take it. She might be like, shit, I'm gonna fight that bitch. Like,
Yeah, she's gonna be like, oh, well, Alicia, even though you're undisputed, I don't want to fight you.
yeah. So that's why I think that Alicia should hang on to the titles, like clip Choi, get that bread, maybe do one defense against somebody, and then talk to Katie Taylor. And if negotiations get cracking, then go ahead up there and fight her. And if
then
not,
become a 2-division undisputed.
Yeah, but
Amanda.
Yeah, and then give Serrano her opportunity at 130 or 135 or whatever the fuck she wants.
Oh man, that would be a good ass fight. I would. Oh man, have that at the Garden. Oh man, I'll definitely come back.
Yeah, so do whatever Serrano needs to be done to make that fight. Yeah. So yeah, it's that kind of situation. But with that kind of shit, I don't know if Katie Taylor would take it. I don't know if I'm Katie Taylor's management, I don't know if he should be fighting her. Fuck around and get in there and get smoked. But so we'll see.
Yeah, Katie's not getting any younger. She's definitely showing a lot of war torn damage.
I just don't understand when people get off like calling her the GOAT. I'm like, based off what? Like, what has she done that's something that Clarissa Shields hasn't already accomplished? Like, what exactly is that? Like, oh, she's pound for pound the greatest women's fighter. I'm looking based off what?
Yeah, like I have like a bunch of haters telling me like Clarissa Shields is not, like the GOAT, and I'm like, Clarissa has done way more than any other woman could do, and Amanda's like right next to her. Like, those are like your two greatest women of this whole all-time generation of female fighters.
Yeah. Meanwhile, people talking shit about Savannah Marshall. We got one belt this entire time. What the fuck? Like Savannah Marshall is literally the Terrence Crawford of women's middleweight. People just talk shit about some shit she might be able to do. Like,
yeah, just tie her name to
yeah. Nobody give a fuck. Like and McCaskill is undisputed at welterweight. Shit, somebody needs to challenge her ass.
She's gonna be facing against Chantel Cameron. That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. Well, but
yeah, that'll be like a very good fight. I think Jessica, will probably stop her.
Yeah, and then after they're all done bullshitting, all these bras like fucking Serrano and Baumgartner and Mayer and Taylor and Callie Rice and Melissa St. Ville and McCaskill Break and all these hoes. If they want to come up and get paid, all y'all meet Clarissa at 160 and try y'all luck. And then Clarissa can have like 5 or 6 mega fights and then retire. That would be perfect.
Man, I want to see Clarissa face Jessica.
Yeah, and then,
I love Jessica.
and then shit, or maybe Clarissa will go up one and fight Franchon Cruz Dezern for supremacy or whatever.
Yeah, she could become like a 3-division undisputed world champion.
Yeah, and fight her again. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, that's what all they should all do. And after they're done squabbling with each other.
And then if Clarissa, if she wants to, she could retire from boxing, go straight into MMA, and win a world championship there. Like, that'll be the perfect documentary for her.
Oh shit! I would never. If I was Clarissa and I fought all these fights in boxing, I would never do it. I I would just work in women's boxing on the business side. I would never.
Yeah,
They don't make they don't make enough money for the work they put in. They have to do more work. There's more paths to victory in MMA, but they have to do more work for less money. That's stupid. I would never do that.
yeah. The women should be paid a lot, like including the men. Like MMA is like definitely deserves its money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
it's wild.
It's true, but like I say, people got to stop marketing. People got to try to stop marketing women's boxing to men. Like there are only certain men who are gonna like women's boxing. Like I like boxing, so I watch women's boxing, and that's cool. But they got to stop trying to market.
Yeah, stop appealing
to
it to the men. Just appeal it, to females.
Yeah, I'm okay with female boxers having sex appeal. That's perfectly fine. But you can't like if you only try to sign the bad bitches to promotions, then that's gonna like you're only gonna have so many female fighters because most female fighters that are like super good aren't cute. And to be honest, a lot of attractive women, why would they box? Why wouldn't they just do something else where they can make money?
Yeah, do modeling or become like an actor.
Yeah, like look at Paige Van Zandt. Like Paige Van Zandt fucking sucked. And then she was like, okay, well, why am I still fighting when I can just be a model? I mean, she still does that bare knuckle bullshit for whatever reason. Maybe she just enjoys fighting. But it's like, why would I do that when I can just easily make this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she has a much better life not doing that. And
yeah, it's just dumb. Like if you're a bad bitch, why would you risk the moneymaker trying to fight? Like you can just box as exercise or spar people like Mario Lopez. Like Mario Lopez loves boxing and he spars people, but he's a pretty boy. Why would you waste time fighting for real? And
shit,
you can
that fucking
doing other shit.
That fucking Dr. Mike guy is getting into boxing, and he's like a full-time doctor, and I'm like, dude, like, why the hell are you getting into boxing?
Well, he's not really getting into boxing. He's fighting people that are on his level. He's fighting like random celebrities. He's not fighting real seasoned pros. Like I don't even like I don't count like look at these ex NFL dudes getting into boxing. They're not fighting real dudes. They're fighting dudes that are on the same skill level as them. That's like me if I was to like fight one of my friends. Like we'd be at basically the same goddamn level. So
yeah,
that doesn't count.
But still, it's like these celebrities, like most of them are not skilled enough to like be defensively responsible, so they're gonna end up getting hurt.
Well, they're fighting other celebrities. That's the thing. They're not fighting people that are also skilled in boxing. They're fighting, like I said, they're fighting people that are on the same level as them. So the risk factor is lower. I mean, the risk factor is obviously still there, but it's significantly lower than if they were fighting a seasoned professional.
Yeah,
because like if Jake Paul had actually fought Hasim Rahman's son, there's a legitimate possibility Jake Paul would have got seriously fucking hurt.
Yeah, he would have gotten slept. And I talked to Tim Witherspoon Jr. and he literally told me like Hasim Rahman would just destroy him. Like he's seen Hasim Rahman in person, and Rahman's nothing to be played with. Like he's like a true natural heavyweight fighter, and he's a killer. Like he's
right.
just
that's what I'm saying. These dudes, like when you say that, they're getting in with people that most people are confident they could be. Like even Tyron Woodley. First of all, he fights MMA. Second of all, that nigga had lost like 5-6 fights in a row. Yeah, and he's fucking 40 years old. So it's like, yeah, okay, your big ass getting in there and sleeping Tyron Woodley is cool, but it's not like, oh my god, like, it's not. I'm not gonna shit myself.
Yeah, like he's not really that good of like a boxer, and I even said it to like one of like my friends months ago, saying like I could definitely fuck him up, but the thing is like he's not educated in the sport where he actually knows what to do in certain situations, and knowing that he's been stopped multiple times in MMA, his damage that he's taken from it doesn't make him look any better. And I just called it from like day one, like he's gonna get stopped, and I was like surprisingly right when Jake Paul basically slept him, because he literally just walked into that shot, and I'm just like, dude, you have like really shitty defense, and any like low level amateur would just stop you. Like you had like no defense.
Well, training your entire life in MMA and training your entire life in boxing is two different realities. So I'm not gonna say someone will come in and easily destroy Tyron Woodley or whatever. All I'm saying is that was a situation where Jake Paul was confident he was going to get in there and smoke Buddy. And Tyron Woodley had a good moment, but he couldn't capitalize because he's fucking Tyron Woodley and he's fucking 40. Went there and lost. It's just like when he fucking slept Nate Robinson. They're basically on the same level. Nate Robinson was a basketball player that was short as fuck. He was athletic, but but even Jake Paul had been training in boxing longer than Nate Robinson, so of course he made him go to sleep. So yeah, so I don't really count that because all these dudes are fighting people on the same level as them. Like if like for example, I saw some shit on Twitter where it's like KSI is talking about fighting Zolani Tate. KSI will get beat the hell up if he fought Zolani Tate. Okay?
Zolani Tate, isn't he like a former boxer?
Well, yeah, but he fought. I don't know if he's still active, but yeah, he fights like he fought like bantamweight or some shit. Like
yeah, I know that guy.
Like to put it in perspective, he knocked out Inoue's next opponent. He knocked out James Butler.
Yeah.
So
Tate would beat the living fuck out of him.
Right, but however, if KSI were to get that W, that's a certified. I mean, sure, he's a lot smaller than him, but that's a certified boxer. Zolani Tate is certified. So if KSI get that, that's the best win any fucking YouTuber has had over a real boxer.
So like if you fought Rolly and you slept them, you'll get credit.
Yeah, and Zolani Tate is only 40. Is only 44 years old, and I think he's still active. But
yeah, man, he's old, man.
I mean, no, he's not 44. He's 34. I apologize.
Yeah,
but,
he's still old.
Yeah. Like me having no formal boxing training, if I got in there and beat Rolly Romero ass, yeah, that would be certified. Because Rolly Romero, you know, he's. I mean, yeah, it's true. He's never been a champion, and I personally think he sucks. But he has more training than me. He has more amateur experience than me, and he's challenged for an interim title. So shit, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but if you sleep him, then Rolly ain't shit.
That's true, but I also get credit. I also get credit for being good.
Okay, so like if I fight Rolly and I sleep him, then then I'm like a certified.
Yeah. Rolly, Rolly is a professional boxer with almost 20 fights and and only has one loss. Yes, if you were to get in there and beat Rolly Romero, yes, you'd be certified. That's a good win for someone with no formal experience.
Yeah, so why the hell is Jake Paul trying to mess with, fucking MMA fighters, and he knows that he's gonna get beat the hell up by like any professional?
Because Jake Paul fights at cruiserweight, and at cruiserweight, Jake Paul really is a heavyweight. Like, both of them niggas walk around with 230, but he cuts down he cuts down to cruiserweight. And look at the people at cruiserweight; they would all severely harm Jake Paul.
Yeah, I was just about to say like fucking
Why do you think that Briedis? Why do you think Briedis? Marius Briedis was so thirsty to fight Jake Paul because he knew he'd whoop his ass.
Oh yeah! Oh really?
Yeah, he beat him. Briedis was getting there and beat the living shit out of Jake Paul.
Oh
yeah,
no!
That shit wouldn't even be legal.
I got that. Don't you know that African dude that I be following? Like Aradija.
No, I'm unfamiliar with that.
He's that African fighter that fights at 175.
I have to do some research, but go on.
He's that guy that that's from Nigeria.
Like I said, the only African person I'm aware that I'm familiar with that you follow is Obama. But outside of that,
yeah. Like that's not the guy that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I don't know his name other than Obaro. So yeah, but yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, he told me that he would fuck up Jake Paul.
He would. Beat the hell out of Jake Paul.
Like me and him were like joking like about it, and he's like, dude, if that's like my coming out party to be welcome, to the States, he literally said like, I will sign that contract to beat the shit out of Jake Paul.
Man, Jake Paul family not gonna let him get his neck broken out here. They're not about to let him do no crazy shit like fight somebody real, dude. That happens. Yeah. That's just like Canelo talking about Usyk. They would never let Canelo fight fucking Usyk. Usyk would run him the fuck over. Man, bro, like this dude just be talking shit. There's no way. That's why Jake Paul fights the dudes that he does. And I don't really care. I don't really care as long as he's not getting no real sanctioned fights. As long as they're just exhibitions and they keep him over there, I don't give a fuck. You can fight Bozo.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, you can fight Bozo the Clown. I'm not gonna care. Shit, but the moment somebody talk about sanctioning some shit, that's when I'm gonna get involved. Like, oh, hey, oh, what you talking about?
Yeah, like I just get pissed off, every time when I hear his name because it's like he's starting to get like annoying to at the point where you really want to actually punch him and actually fight him.
Well, the only reason why dudes like Jake Paul are getting popularity is because the real dudes aren't fighting. You niggas need to fight. Canelo Alvarez needs to be fighting some people that we want to see. Tank Davis needs to be fighting people that we want to see. Lomachenko needs to be fighting people that we want to see. Fucking Tyson Fury needs to be fighting some people that we want to see. We're fighting Derek Chisora, motherfucker with double-digit losses that lost 3 out of his last 4, getting a fucking immediate title shot. Like this is why Jake Paul is getting popular, because none of the best fights are getting made. Like, and that's the reality. Like, why the fuck somebody got to put a pistol upside Leo Santa Cruz head to get him to fight some damn body? Like, Jesus Christ! Like, I don't know why it's so hard to get him.
Yeah, he's been so fucking inactive.
Like, my God, bro. Like, I understand Tank hit you hard. I get that, and you need some time off to like reevaluate your life. I understand he almost broke your fucking neck. But bro, you already had a comeback fight where you look kind of decent. So come on, man, hurry up, get off your ass. And look at dudes like Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. has had plenty of opportunities to make good fights, and he hasn't gone. Devin Haney offered him a $1 million contract. He didn't take it. He could have went across the way to fight Josh Warrington. He ain't take it. He could have fought Tank. He didn't take it. Like, so it's like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with that? Because you don't want to fight anybody, man. Fuck. Like, can't nobody do nothing with that.
Yeah, that's sad, man. Because like, honestly, like all these YouTubers making all this bread, getting paid, and I'm just sitting there like, you know what? Why can't I shut these guys up and I can make this money, but I could use that money to fucking make these damn fighters fucking fight each other? Because it's like, like I was talking to one of like my friends, that's a professional fighter, and he literally told me like, how the hell are these fucking YouTubers making all this damn money, and they're having to go through pretty much the grinder just to get screwed over.
Right. And yeah, that's why Jake Paul had to get involved to get Amanda Serrano the money that she deserved, because Jake Paul saw that not enough people were pouring money into women's boxing, so he decided to get involved. So he's cool for that. So he used his money and influence to pump some bread and some notoriety into her. So now she's eating good, and that's a good thing. But like I said, the only reason why people like Jake Paul are even allowed to get into this shit is because the people that we have here aren't fucking fighting. They're not making the sport interesting enough. So Jake Paul and them like, fuck it. If y'all gonna put on some bullshit sideshows talking about fucking Canelo versus Macaboody and shit, then we don't come in here and just do some dumb shit. And then lo and behold, there you go.
Yeah, I agree. Just like, like it's starting to turn into like a circus, show where things are not, coming like along in the sport, and it's just looking really sad because it's like, there's so many flame matchups that everybody be talking about, but it's like boxing is not like any other major sport where, the fights are automatically being made, and like it's pretty pathetic.
Yeah, and it's because bitch dudes are playing grab ass with the bag, but it's like if you dummies would all fight each other, nobody would have to worry about money. But the reality is, people don't want to be fighting each other. That's just like when Virgil Ortiz Jr., young ass, talking about somebody just want a payday. What?
Yo, did he really say that?
Oh yeah, he said that stupid. he said that stupid shit when I think Boots or somebody else called him out, and he was like, "Oh, you just doing what?" I'm like, bro, what is your biggest fight for? Because you're over there selling out Grand Prairie, Texas. Like, man, shut your young ass up and focus on not dying at the weigh-in. Stupid.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
People are like, oh, it's the business, it's the promoter. Guys got to get paid. Like, no, bro. If you're making the best fights possible, the money will be there. The money will come. It's just like dudes talking about how Terrence Crawford doesn't have a guarantee, and he's only going to make money off of the revenue of the fight. These dudes are talking like that's not currently the biggest fight in boxing. Like that's not fucking Hagler Hearns level of fight. The money will be there, and not to mention if they both don't destroy each other, they'll just fight again. So people are like, oh, well, these fighters got to take care of their family and blah, 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 blah.
Gotta take care of our families,
Yeah, I'm like, so you telling me that Terrence Crawford can clear $5 million or some shit for Amir Khan, but you think he's not going to get paid for Errol Spence Jr., someone who has a proven sales record? Like, bro, like just say you don't want Terrence Crawford to get hurt and move on. Just say you're scared because he's 35 years old and Errol Spence isn't as washed as y'all said he was. You're afraid that Terrence Crawford might get beat the hell up. Now,
Bro, I heard.
Now dudes over here talking about, oh shit, this might be his last fight, so he got to make sure and get some compensation because he has 16 kids. Okay, well fuck, like
Fuck your kids.
no, not all that. That's why dudes got mad at me when I said, okay, if y'all feel that Terrence Crawford isn't being adequately compensated, use Cash App and Cash App him enough money to make the fight happen. But no, niggas just want to talk shit. They don't actually want to put their money up. I'm like, y'all love Terrence Crawford to dick ride him, but y'all love him enough to give him y'all money. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, they don't give two shits about him.
Yeah, that's why people talk about his sales. I'm like, because these niggas don't pay for Terrence Crawford. They don't watch his fucking fights. They didn't pay for Amir Khan. They didn't pay for Green Means or whatever. They didn't pay for pay-per-view. They didn't. They're liars. They're you know. So that's why I say that. They get mad at me, but I keep saying, I'm like, look, if y'all niggas are unhappy with how much bread Terrence Crawford is making, you just Cash App him until you're happy with the amount of money that he has to get the fight made. If not, be quiet. He has no leverage. He takes what he's offered, or it's a duck. It's really that simple. He takes whatever is on the table, or it's a duck. Same with Usyk, same with Devin Haney, same with Brian Castano. And they're talking about, oh shit, Errol Spence went 50-50 with fucking Ugas. The difference is, Ugas had put in some actual work. Yes, Pacquiao was an old ass man, but the reality is
that was like a big, pay-per-view split.
Yeah, but the reality is Pacquiao was the favorite and was supposed to beat Ugas, but Ugas pulled it out and he kept the belt, and that's why he got a 50-50 split. I understand Terrence Crawford has a belt too, but he has a fucking poor sales history. And his resume sucks at 147. Ugas lost, but at least he fought Sean Porter. And you want to talk about how Terrence Crawford beat Sean Porter? Yeah, Terrence Crawford beat Sean Porter after he'd already been through the gauntlet, after he had no belt and talked about retiring. So it's like, bro, like, I'm sorry, but nobody owes Terrence Crawford shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, when these Bud Dick Riders be making up these stupid arguments of saying, like, oh, well, how did Earl get 50-50 with Porter and, Ugas and all these other guys like Mikey Garcia. And I'm like, look at the pay-per-view numbers. Look at how much money they were bringing in. They weren't just bringing in pennies. They were bringing in big-ass bread. And for people to disrespect that, to say, nah, man, Errol Spence, he don't fucking deserve that, man. He should have been paid, like the standard minimum, that, y'all PBC weirdos like to say. And it's like, Errol Spence was selling out, and those guys were selling out as well. So you mean to tell me that their pay-per-view numbers were not justified, but in the end they were. Errol Spence basically fought like 4 or 5 consecutive pay-per-view level name fighters.
And also, the important point is that a lot of dudes like to write off because they're so busy talking shit about PBC, Showtime, whatever. Bob Arum came out and said that Terrence Crawford needs to do his job for him and promote himself. So while you dudes were dick-eating Lomachenko and Tyson Fury and all these people that Bob Arum were trying to turn into superstars, Terrence Crawford was over there starved for attention. And that's your fault. As a Terrence Crawford fan, the fact that you were watching Bob Arum try to promote Lomachenko and say Canelo's pound for pound #1 over Terrence Crawford, that's your fault. You should have been on that, backing Terrence Crawford all the way. But instead, you focused your energy on hating, and Terrence Crawford's marketability suffered to the public. That's on you. That's on y'all. Errol Spence Jr., Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, they were all marketed effectively, which is why their round-robin tournament was good. Same as Charlo. He was marketed effectively. That's why his round-robin tournament was good. Y'all in the top rank fucked Terrence Crawford over. And then when 2018 came around and he re-signed with a quote-unquote racist, y'all defended that decision. That's on y'all. Y'all are shitty fans. That's why I often say I don't hate Terrence Crawford. He just has horrible fan representation. Terrence Crawford has some of the stupidest, most misinformed fans I've ever come in contact to in my life. You can tell these dudes are like 50 years old, don't own any property, don't even have enough sense to talk their way out of a parking ticket, but they'll talk shit about boxing pay-per-view numbers. Like they're some of the dumbest human beings on the goddamn planet. It's just like Canelo Alvarez's fan base. Canelo Alvarez's fan base, primary fan base, is between the ages of 13 and fucking 21. Have never had sex, don't own any land, and don't know. So it's like Canelo Alvarez is not a bad fighter or anything. He just has shitty fan representation. But the thing is, the difference is they purchase everything Canelo Alvarez puts in front of them. The people that
most of I was just gonna add in to say most of what the fan base, like that Canelo fans really are. They're not even like fucking like actual Mexicans. Like pretty much most of them are just dumbass fucking West Coast like primarily Mexican,
most
American
of them
people.
Most of them are kids, but the difference is they get their parents to buy the pay-per-view. They get their parents to buy the
They don't go to these fights in person.
No, they don't do all that. The difference is,
Canelo's a beast, but it's like you don't go to his fucking fights, man. Like, shut up.
And the difference is Terrence Crawford fans are grown adults. They just don't buy his shit. And also, Terrence Crawford's real like hardcore fan base is small. People that really believe that Terrence Crawford is like the ultimate badass. That group of people is incredibly small and they're incredibly stupid. That's why Terrence Crawford doesn't do anything numbers wise, because most people don't care about him. Most people don't watch him because he doesn't fight people that are interested. Like nobody cared about him fighting Jose Benavidez. Like my God, like people
Jose Benavidez just got knocked out cold, in the fucking Creed movie.
Yeah, it's crazy because people certified
like he died.
Benavidez off of just his ability to see the 12th round with Crawford. I'm like, okay, but outside of Terrence Crawford, he fought nobody. And people were like, oh, Benavidez is going to beat Danny Garcia. Based off of what? I didn't understand. Like, I'm like, how are y'all picking Benavidez to do anything when he hasn't fought anybody but Bud and he lost? Like, my God, like, oh, man. You mentioned certain people and niggas' brains just turned on. I'm just like, man, your ass doesn't hurt from all that dick riding? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's just, insane, man. Like, a lot of these people really don't watch, the sport, and they're very, how should I say, definitely have like a racist, mindset coming in. Like, I'm starting to see that a lot more.
Yeah, but like the shit just be insane to me. Some of the things that they say, and the people talk about what's wrong with boxing and all this stuff. Like because unfortunately, the unfortunate reality is that sometimes fans will will away from certain fights. Fans will will certain fights out of existence, and then give promoters the ammunition they need to say that a certain fight won't sell. Like for example, for years, people have said that they don't want to see Canelo Alvarez versus Jamal Charlo. They've said it for years, and guess what? Promoters have had no problem saying that's a garbage fight. But also the people, and the thing is, it wasn't that Canelo fans were excited about any of his other fights. Promoters just announced them, and then they gauge public perception. So whenever people say Canelo's fighting a fucking easy ass mark, they'll be like, "Oh hell yeah, that's a good fight because he's gonna knock him the fuck out." Okay, cool. But whenever they're talking about Canelo might have to fight someone that'll challenge his ass, like a Benavidez or a Charlo or a fucking Beterbiev or somebody, people are like, nah, those fights are lame. We want to do something else. I'm like, because you just don't want to see this nigga get beat up again.
Yeah.
And it's funny because people didn't even want to see him fight Bivol. But the reality is people didn't do enough research on Bivol because Bivol's not a popular fighter. So they thought that because Bivol hadn't gotten a knockout in 6 fights, that shit was sweet. And surprise, the nigga got beat up. He didn't get knocked out, but he lost damn near every round and got fucking embarrassed. So
yeah,
it's like that's what you get. That's what happens when your fan base doesn't know the fucking sport. Because if you were a fan that didn't want to see Canelo lose, you would have been like, Bivol, what? No.
That's man.
Yeah, you would like if I was someone who didn't want to see Canelo lose and they talking about he fighting Bivol, I would have been like, wait, what? No. What are you talking about? That's why people just assumed that he would beat Bivol based on a robbery by the judges. They didn't really believe he'd outbox him or anything. They was like, oh well, Canelo will pay the judges off and that'll be a nice W. And then when he actually didn't get the W, they were like, oh shit, I guess this nigga not. Now they're talking about at the tender age of 32, he's washed. Man, fuck y'all. He ain't washed. He just y'all gotta come to terms with the reality that he's fucking marginal. He's not this god that y'all all thought he was. I'm talking about he's not washed. He's just never been that guy. He's just the beneficiary of incredibly clever opponent selection. That's it.
Yeah, Canelo is. I think he's going through his Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. moment. I think he's, on the massive decline, and I think he's gonna crack at some point of his career, and he's just gonna, feel like an absolute failure. Like I saw that article that Artman posted about, Canelo walking out of some I guess like I think it was like a bar or something like that, but basically, it was on his daughter's 15th birthday or something like that.
Yeah, he beat a nigga's ass at his daughter's 15th birthday party. I don't even care about that. But one thing I will say is that Canelo Alvarez knows the dangers of losing. He remember what I was talking about earlier in the show when I said that sometimes losing could make your path to victory or success in boxing harder than being a champion. Canelo Alvarez knows this very, very well, which is why he doesn't stay in any one division too long. After he has a difficult fight or after he takes an L in a division, he leaves. He leaves that fucking division.
Yeah, he's very psychologically destroyed after he loses.
Yeah, because imagine Canelo Alvarez between welterweight and middleweight right now. He'd have a career like Gabe fucking Rosales.
Yeah, I was telling some other people about he would have been cooked at 147.
Yeah,
if he stayed there.
At welterweight, he loses to multiple people. At 154, if he had stayed there, he loses to multiple people that are not Mayweather. At 160, he loses to multiple people. At 168, he'll lose to multiple people. That's why he just keeps moving around. He has to keep moving. At 175, he beat up drunk ass Kovalev, but he lost to Bivol, and Better Be would break his neck. And his team is already known that. That's why they have
David Morrell would break his fucking neck.
I don't know if David Morrell would break his neck, but he definitely beat him. I think David Morrell beat him. I think Benavidez beat him. I think Christian Bellini might fuck around and beat him. I don't know.
Yeah, Christian, he's a fucking dog.
Yeah, so you never
I was
know.
literally telling people about him the other day, and I was saying he better not be matched up with Edgar Berlanga, because Berlanga, he'll get absolutely slaughtered.
Oh yeah, Bellini beats shit.
Yeah, but I could see him being a world champion. He's a good ass fighter, man.
I don't know if do all that, but we'll just have to see. He's a wild card. You never know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you never know what's actually going to happen to him. We'll have to see what becomes of him. But yeah, so dudes like that, yeah, you got to be careful. That's somebody if a fighter hasn't done their research and they think that he's the easy ass mark, he'll fuck around and lose. He'll fuck around and lose playing with him, because that dude can fight. That dude can fight something. But,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like I said, Canelo Alvarez knows what can happen to someone's career if they lose, and that it can be harder than being a champion. So that's why every time he takes an L or has a hard fight, he just moves around. Like after the Triple G fight, he was like, "Shit, I need to take a break and go fight Rocky Fielding." Like, wait, what? Who the fuck is Rocky Fielding? Like, so and then, Fall Bivol was like, okay, time to go back down to 168 and fight a nigga from middleweight. Get that easy ass done. And now I'm just gonna chill because I need some rest. And that's it.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah,
I was gonna switch subjects, and I was gonna ask you about that Paulie Malignaggi thing, of what he said about Devin Haney.
Paulie Malignaggi is, first of all, he's a lifelong racist. I mean, being like an Italian dude from the East Coast, you kind of have to semi-assume that about Paulie. Not to mention he comes from that weird Jersey Shore area. You know how they?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, man. I don't.
But Paulie Malignaggi is ultimately a failure, which is why he still has to consistently work for a living to pay his bills. Because as a professional boxer, he was dog shit. He couldn't punch. He wasn't really super skilled, and he was a bum. His most famous achievement is getting embarrassed by Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner fucked his girlfriend and then whooped his ass in front of his girlfriend, and he took his girlfriend home and fucked her again. And that's Paulie Malignaggi's entire career, getting embarrassed by Adrian Broner. So, I don't really care what Polly says. Polly talks all this bullshit about, oh, these fighters are good, these fighters are this, these fighters are that. But then these niggas, they're getting beat up. When he made that, like in between him making that original comment about those fighters, and now Klitschko got destroyed, Pulev got destroyed, Povetkin got destroyed, Lomachenko fucking lost, Butayev has lost, the Green Beans lost. Like all the dudes he's saying are super dominant have taken L. So it's like, nigga, he's clearly wrong. Like he's clearly wrong. And that's why I retweeted him today on Twitter when he's talking that shit. I said, okay, if this person is so superior, why did they request a franchise witness protection belt instead of just fighting? And then he didn't get back to me. He probably blocked me. I'm like, that's right. So shut your bitch ass up. Talking all this dumb shit, talking about, oh, these fighters are superior. I'm like, yeah, well, why are you saying that the fighters that are running like bitches are superior? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, man, that's so wild, man. Like, I don't know why he would say that because it's like I think he's just butthurt that Devin Haney is basically like the epitome of like what black people get hated for just simply being successful, and kind of similar with what we talked about like the other day, like about Errol Spence and Gervonta Tank Davis fans, where you know people try to like use this like imagery that black black American athletes need to come from like the hood to be successful, but it's like when you look at guys like Errol Spence or just any other person in general that comes from like a very educated family, like people just downplay on that, like as if black Americans haven't done that for hundreds and thousands of years.
I mean, what was I going to say? I was going to say it's just like Ray Mancini and Sergio Mora. They both got their asses beat by fucking, like, some of their only losses are from black dudes. So that's why every time they commentate, they got some negative shit to say. It is what it is. You're just mad because some black dude beat the shit out of you, probably fucked your girl, whatever. Like, nobody cares, bro. Get the fuck over it. Like, Tyson Fury whooped Deontay Wilder's ass, and that doesn't stop me from rooting for Joe Smith Jr. I like Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. is good. I mean, shit, he lost to Beterbiev like I expected, but that doesn't stop me from liking Beterbiev. That doesn't stop me from liking, plenty of other fighters that are not black. So if he wants to be a bitch and talk all that shit, that's whatever. But like I picked Stan Jonas to beat Jamal James, and I picked Stan Jonas to beat Butayev. That does like that reality. Like, yeah, Stan Jonas beat the shit out of Jamal James, who's black. That doesn't stop me from liking Stan Jonas. Stan Jonas is a good fighter. I mean, I don't like him because he blocked me on Twitter, but outside of that, he's a good fighter. And I haven't.
Yeah, he blocked you.
Yeah, that bitch ass nigga blocked me. And
yo, fuck you, Stan Jonas.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I've never picked against Stan Jonas. Just be Stan Jonas has beat plenty of black people, and he blocked me on Twitter. But I've never picked against him. I've never not given him credit. So why Ray Mancini, Sergio Mora, and Paulie Malignaggi are still crying like bitches? I have no idea. They need to grow up. They need to grow up, and that pussy ass mentality is why they lost. That's why they lost, because they ain't got no heart and no nuts. They don't have the nuts to provide basic human respect. So it is what it is. That's why the niggas lost.
Yeah, it's just racist, fucking thuggery. That's how I call it. Like, they want to see you down, but then they wish that they were up above you, but then at the same token, they were never shit, but you were always better. So,
my thing is too. My shit about that is, stop talking shit about who beats who, but then you don't want any of the fights to happen. Stop talking all this and stop talking all this bullshit about fights that aren't being scheduled. Like, Devin Haney gonna duck somebody. Like, man, shut up. Where were you when Lomachenko was refusing to fight him? Oh yeah, you were quiet because you were like, oh yeah, Lomachenko should keep ducking that smoke and fight people that we're not picking him against. And people keep talking about the Teofimo versus Loma situation. There are so many people that pick Lomachenko that are fucking liars. They're like, oh, see, I picked Teofimo. No, you didn't, you lying ass bitch. Shut up. There are very few people who saw that going that way because they knew Tiafimo wasn't that good. And then the thing is, after that, people were saying, well, Lomachenko will beat him in a rematch. Okay, so what the fuck? Like, I just get tired of the bullshit. Like all the fucking narratives. Like, just focus on pushing for the fights we can actually get. Like Tiafimo versus Devin Haney shouldn't have been that hard to make. And Tiafimo is a fucking cautionary tale of what happens when you duck. He decided to duck Devin Haney using that size of the street bullshit. Ended up fighting on DAZN anyway, not for Undisputed, for less money, and he lost.
Yeah.
And the worst part is he got beat up. He looked like he got shot in the head with a pistol after the damn fight. Whereas if you had just fought Devin Haney, not only would you have been fighting for Undisputed, you would have made more money and you wouldn't have got your ass whooped as bad. But no, you knew there was no chance you were beating Devin Haney, so you decided to duck like a bitch, use a dumbass excuse. You ended up going to the zone anyway and losing for less money. And let me tell y'all, that's exactly what's going to happen to Terrence Crawford if he doesn't fight Errol Spence Jr. If he doesn't fight Errol Spence Jr., he's going to end up fighting on PBC anyway, and he's going to probably end up losing for less money. Because let me tell you, if Boots
he's gonna try cherry picking Stanionis and be like, oh well, he easy, man. Boom, boom, boom. Crawford's career is over. He gets knocked out brutally by Stanionis.
I don't think Stanionis will beat him, but I'm gonna tell you this: his last fight was against the number 2 in the WBO, and Sean Porter. The number 2 in the WBO is currently Jaron Nichols. So because Virgil Jr. doesn't want to fight anybody for real, so I'm not even worried about him. He doesn't really want to.
Yeah,
fight
Jaron Ennis is definitely gonna get called up.
So if that fight happens, you're gonna end up fighting Jaron Ennis at PBC on Showtime for less money, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna pick Jaron Ennis to beat you. You're gonna lose.
Oh,
and,
dude,
and you're gonna look stupid.
Oh my god, if Jaron Ennis gets viewed as the massive underdog,
I'm gonna put $1,000 on that shit.
Dude, I'll bet literally at least 3-4 racks, and I'm gonna get 12 to 15K.
No bullshit. Like if that fight got made, if that fight got made, and Jaron Ennis was the underdog, I would literally call my mom and ask her to borrow $3,000 or some shit, and say I'll pay it back to her if I lose, and I'll put that with my $3,000 and put like $6,000 on Jaron Ennis to fucking win, because like man,
dude, if I fucking won the lottery, I would bet on Jaron Ennis every single time.
Right.
10,000.
That's why whenever you bring up Jaron Ennis, dudes get nervous and say Spence should fight him. Because you know Terrence Crawford's gonna fucking lose. He's gonna fucking lose. People keep talking about all that switching and bullshit. Bro, Terrence Crawford is a southpaw in denial. Okay, you can quote me on that. Terrence Crawford is a southpaw in denial.
Shitty southpaw.
He's not a shitty southpaw. He's just a southpaw in denial. He does orthodox when he thinks he can get the job done. And whenever he faces a little bit of adversity, he fucking goes southpaw because he thinks that dudes don't have any experience fighting southpaws, and most of them don't. But he's not some ultimate badass. Did you see the shots Green Beans was landing on him? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling y'all. Like that's
Green
why
Beans could have won that fight. He just stepped off of the gas.
That's why there's so much emphasis on Terrence Crawford fighting Spence, because his fans know that he needs that for his legacy. He'll be 2-time undisputed, but also because they're not sure how he does against the other guys. They're not sure how Terrence Crawford does against the Boots Ennis. They're not sure how he does against the Stanionis. It's like shit. They think for whatever reason that he can beat up Errol Spence Jr., which is like that's possible. But the fact that they think that Errol Spence is like a soft target, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But they're just not sure how he does against the other guys. It's the same reason why people wanted fucking Lomachenko and Teofimo Kambosos to fight each other and not Devin Haney, because they all know that all them niggas lose to Devin Haney, but against each other they don't know. So they're like fuck it, maybe y'all can do something. But they knew for a fact that none of those 3 people would beat Devin Haney, so they all were like, please don't fight him. Please do not fight him.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's just going back to the principle of what we just said. Like, if you're like not sharpening your iron with the toughest competition, then you're gonna get blown the hell out. And like for me at least, I'm a believer of getting matched up tough because that's how I was when I did wrestling, and I had no limitation on being matched up. Like I went up against guys at the JV level that were like, regional champions, state tournament champions, like, guys that had something to gain, going up against me. And, I went 27-3 myself. So, that's including tournaments and all that stuff. And I did pretty good, but looking at guys like Crawford and all these weak ass fighters taking the easy route to stay away from the tough competition, doesn't make their name look good.
Like me, if you're a contender, I don't really care what you're doing. I mean, sure, the public perception will bother me, but generally speaking, if you're a contender that's not even ranked in the top 5 or you're not slated for a title shot, I don't really care because what happens to you doesn't really affect the sport. But once you start getting in the top 3 level and the contender level and the mandatory level and the championship level, I start to become concerned because that just means that you're going to be holding up the sport. Like, for example, Jaime Munguia at 160 is the #1 contender for multiple belts. He's holding up the fucking line by not fighting because now we have to sit here and look at his stupid ass fight these random and get all this
fucking Jimmy Beans, Kelly, McDonald's fries, whatever.
Right, Nick like Demetrius Ballard, like niggas that we have never ever heard of. We have to watch him fight while middleweight is held up. Like, bro,
Lorenzo Truck Simpson would run right through Jaime Munguia.
Yeah, that's not even a question. Lorenzo would probably.
Yeah, I literally said that like the other day to him, and I guarantee you, he probably would believe that. Like, I guarantee you, if you put him in there with like a top 10 right now, he's rolling right through them. Well, I cannot.
It depends on which top 10, but yeah, he'll beat Jaime Munguia because Jaime Munguia is not that great. He's got a record of fucking.
His toughest fights will be like Troy Isley, maybe, and
I'm not too sold.
Yeah. Like, I could definitely see why you might disagree. I think.
No, it'll be hard, but I'm not sure if Jaime Munguia would lose. It'll definitely be hard. Troy Isley's not an easy fight for him, but I'm not sure he would lose that one.
Yeah, he might. He might beat Austin Williams. That'll be a big fight.
Yeah, I think he probably lose to Austin. Yeah, I think Austin probably beat him. Shit, I think Austin probably beat Troy Isley for being honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What is Troy? I mean, shit, Austin, even though I think the win is bullshit, Austin has a win over Cordell Booker. Who the fuck is Troy Isley for?
Yeah, that's true. At least Austin, he's actually taken on challenges, so.
Yeah, like, I mean, that Conway dude was like, he was decent.
Conway was a very, very good test. I like that fight. He just didn't come in like super duper mentally stable.
Yeah, I don't understand why he left Cunningham. I honestly think that because Cunningham's training regimen was probably too hard on him, and Cunningham means business, so he wanted to go back to where he was comfortable, and that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good at all. You need a trainer who's going to be on your ass every step of the way. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with Broner. Broner got a bunch of fucking yes men around him that keep letting him party and fuck all these hoes, and then when it's time to actually come to box, he's talking about, oh, my mental's not ready. No, nigga, you're just fat. You're just fat, and you're not fucking ready to fight because you spend all this time drinking, fucking with these bitches. Like, nah, dude, focus.
Man, he probably would be fight. Oh man, he would have fought like shit against Omar Figueroa.
Yeah, like after he fought Santiago, the first thing he said was, "Yes, I understand, guys. I'm back in boxing, but listen, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna have sex, and then we're gonna get right back to training camp." Motherfucker, I've been in training camp since.
You should have been back in the gym, man.
Exactly. I'm like, Adrian, if you lose all your money, the hoes not gonna fuck with you.
So you gotta go back to get the money.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, man, like he keeps talking about money and alcohol and partying and women. I'm like, bro, if you stay rich and stay healthy, the women will always be there. That's
what I'm saying. Like, he can like easily invest his money and make like a huge return off of his investment.
That's a constant. You don't need gajillions of dollars to get reasonably attractive women. That's not even the
That's what I'm saying.
The issue is that you're running out of time, my friend. And if you fuck around and fight somebody and you're not mentally ready, you're gonna get seriously harmed. You're gonna get severe brain damage, and then what? And then what? What you gonna do? You're gonna be fucking crippled, not being able to talk. But oh, at least I got this. Like, no, bro, you need to focus. You need to stop fucking around. Like, it's just like that's gets on my fucking nerves.
Yeah, didn't I just hear that Rolly and AB, is gonna fight each other?
I hope not. I hope not. I don't understand why Rolly of all people is getting all these big ass fights. Like, what the fuck is going on at Mayweather? Like,
Yeah, because like I literally heard from Rolly saying that he's gonna fight some opponent, and he looks mad ugly. So I'm thinking like maybe like some low level lightweight, or if he gets up the Adrian Broner fight, then I'll be laughing like my ass off.
Considering AB's recent videos in the gym, I don't know if AB can comfortably make 140 by December. So that's first off. Second of all, again, you're coming off of a knockout loss. Why are you getting an Adrian Broner fight? Fuck. Like I don't understand. Like I said, this is why Richardson Hitchens left their ass and went to Eddie Hearn, unfortunately, because they're not taking care of business.
Yeah, I actually was told by like some other people that he was there at the Berlanga fight, and I wish I actually saw him, because I would have like talked with them like for like a good couple hours about like the whole Floyd Mayweather situation.
I mean, there's really nothing to discuss. Floyd Mayweather doesn't want to promote anybody that's not himself or Tank, so everyone else is leaving. Not to mention their stable is incredibly limited, and they don't want to make any fights with anybody else. That's the long and short of it. The only people they're interested in is fucking Ryan Garcia, because he'll make Tank look super duper good, make a lot of money knocking his stupid ass out. So that's basically it. So
Floyd, man, he has all that money and he's not, putting it to good use. Like,
yeah, Floyd could have been the biggest promoter in boxing. He just chose to focus on himself, and shit. According to Tank, he's even neglecting Tank now. So it's like,
yeah, he's not even like taking care of his own people. Like, he's always talking shit, like against black people.
Yeah, and the worst part is Tank is picking up that same attitude. Because, for example, why is Lorenzo Truck Simpson, who's from Baltimore, getting fed better by Devin Haney than he is Tank?
Yo, Devin Haney's taking good care of him, and I'm proud of both of them, man. I love both of them.
Exactly, and people don't want to ask these questions because they're too busy riding dick. But it's like, bro, Mayweather is teaching Tank to be a little fucking Mayweather, and he's turning him into an asshole. The difference is that Tank, like right out of the amateurs, Tank was already around people like Mayweather, so his career kind of got caught. Because the reality of the situation is, without Mayweather, like Tank would just be some fucking contender that nobody really wants to fight like that. Tank would be like Jaron Ennis, basically. He'd be 25. Yeah. He'd be 25. Have never touched a belt in his entire life, and nobody wants to fight him because it's too dangerous. He would have nothing without Mayweather. That's why people really know him like that. So Tank's professional career has been coddled to the point where he hasn't had to fight anybody like super duper real to get a lot of money. He had one marquee opponent in Pedraza, and ever since then he's been fighting whoever.
Yeah,
and that's cool. But you can't make Mayweather comparisons because Mayweather fought certified. He fought his way to fucking Oscar De La Hoya, and he beat up De La Hoya, and then became the king.
Yep.
Tank has never had a De La Hoya level opponent, and at this point, I'm not sure if he will.
Because if he wants to, he could easily say, you know what, let me fight, Errol Spence, and if I beat him, then that would be legendary.
I don't think Errol Spence would entertain that, but he could have fought Keith Thurman.
Yeah. I was just about to say that Keith Thurman would be like the perfect matchup right now.
Yeah, Errol Spence got mega fights to make, so I don't think he'll entertain Tank. I don't know. And to be quite honest,
I wouldn't even like that fight either. EJ would be like,
yeah, I don't know if Tank could even beat fucking Errol. I wouldn't even, and I don't think Tank would disrespect Errol Spence because Errol Spence is like, I'll whoop them ass, boy. But no, like Keith Thurman, he could have been made that.
Bro, like Keith Thurman has like a good chance of beating Tank, but Tank can easily sleep him.
I think Tank will whoop Keith Thurman.
Really?
Yeah, and people can call me disrespectful. That's okay, but I think Tank will beat him.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Tank will just dog walk him the entire 12 rounds.
no, I don't think he'll dog walk him. I think it'll be a good fight. It'll be a close fight, and then Tank will land a bad body shot, get Keith Thurman on the ropes. People got to understand. Like when I say somebody gonna beat somebody, I don't mean with ease. I just mean they'll win. Like people are like, oh my god, you think Devin Haney will wash Tank? I'm like, no, it'll be probably the hardest fight of Devin Haney's career, but I think he'll just decision him. That's it. I don't think it'll be a wash. I think it'll be very close. I think it'll be very hard. I think Devin Haney will definitely be hurt, but he'll win. That's it. It's not that deep. People are like, oh, you think he'll just wash everybody? No, it might be a fucking split decision. I just think he'll win.
Yep. Man, that's just sad, man. Like, I think it's just so many big fights for Tank, but it's like he's just not listening to us. You know, he's just he's acting like Terrence Crawford. You know.
And my thing is, look, I understand that boxing is a very risky sport in which you could very well die. I get that. My thing is, stop talking about you're this and you're that, and stop talking about calling out all these people and making these fights if you have no intention to do so. If you want to fight trash for the rest of your career because you can make maximum bread for doing very little work, that's perfectly fine. Just say that and then move on. I just can't stand all these dudes dick riding talking about what somebody might be able to do and they're never gonna do it. Oh, Tank is the best at 135. Based off of what? Oh, well, because he makes the most money. You're a fucking idiot. Shut up. Like, because people will say that. People will say that, and then those same people will be like, oh, fucking Benavidez will beat Canelo ass. Well, Canelo's makes the most money at 168, so isn't he the best? Oh, well, see, it's different. Yeah, shut the fuck up, dumbass. That's why I can't talk to these dudes. That's why I can't really be talking to boxing with people because they go, oh, well, he make the most money, so he clearly the best in the division. Blah, 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 blah. Like AJ made made the most bread at heavyweight.
Gave her the most damn money, but then wait, Deontay Wilder he outsells me.
Yeah, AJ was the biggest money man at heavyweight for the longest time, and that nigga was never the best. Clearly, never the best. He lost. When he came the first time he comes to America, he gets knocked smooth the fuck out. Talking about, oh, well, if you make the most money, you clearly the best. Shut up.
Yeah, you had literally one of the biggest American actors go into that fight saying AJ looked defeated. You know, he looked like he just he wasn't himself, and then literally almost every single big American star and whatever celebrity they are, they literally were shitting AJ. AJ knew he wasn't shit coming over here. But then imagine if that was Jarrell Big Baby Miller beating up AJ like that. Dude, Jarrell and Jarrell Miller versus Deontay Wilder would have been the biggest effing fight in heavyweight history.
That would have been
literally for undisputed, Jarrell Miller literally destroyed the opportunity of his lifetime to beat AJ's ass, and now you are literally on the backseat getting chump change. It's just sad.
Yeah, Jarrell Miller was foolish. Don't get it twisted. But even if you watch the fucking the rematch between Derek Chisora and Dillian White, the commentators asked AJ about fighting Jarrell Miller, and do you want to know what he said?
What?
He said that he responded like this: boring. And I'm like, what? Jarrell Miller has almost all knockouts, and you're calling him boring? So you already knew that they didn't want to fight Jarrell Miller, because Jarrell Miller is a realist possibility he would have beat his ass. And Andy Ruiz proved that, because Jarrell Miller, at peak Jarrell Miller would have knocked Andy Ruiz the fuck out.
Yeah,
and that's just real. That's just real talk. Jarrell Miller would have knocked Andy Ruiz smooth the fuck out of here. So he would have made his whole face look like a Rudolph with the reindeer. I personally believe it. I understand with that hand speed, don't get me wrong, he would have hurt Jarrell Miller a few times, but Jarrell Miller is big as hell and he's strong as shit. He weighs over 300 pounds. All he would have done is from the southpaw stance, punch with Andy 1 or 2 times, land that straight left, Andy would have hit the ground, then he would have got up and probably finished. That's just what I think personally. But I could easily do. But yeah, no. So Hearn was already talking about not fighting Jerome Miller. He was already like, nah, I don't, we're not doing that. And AJ was already like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And it's funny as fuck because he talks about steroids, and now look, we got Conor Benn over here.
Yep.
We got Conor Benn, and Conor Benn is not being punished. He's not being treated like Jerome Miller. He trying to line that nigga up some fights.
That's just sad. That's just pathetic.
Yeah, so this is, it is what it is. They know, they know what they're doing, and that's why AJ had a mental breakdown after Usyk whooped his ass again, because he had to come to terms with the reality that his career, his success, was more attributed to opponent selection, clever marketing, than him actually being the best. He was never the fucking best at heavyweight. Like even when the UK started making him like this big old Adonis like superstar, I'm like, he's not the best at heavyweight. There are multiple people that beat him right now. Old ass Klitschko almost knocked his ass out. Like, what are we doing?
Crazy.
Yeah, like I knew that the moment Klitschko landed that right hand on him, I was like, this man never gonna fight Wilder. I was like, look at what Klitschko's supposed to do. He's not gonna fight Wilder, bro.
Just effing stupid, man.
Yeah, I was like, this dude, he's not gonna. I mean, he might fight the food, but he's definitely not gonna fight Wilder. And as we've seen his career, he could beat up by cruiserweight. So it's like, okay, that answers that question.
Stupid. Yeah, but I think that is a great show that we had, and I think that's pretty much it for what I have to say. But man, I can't wait for this for next weekend. Definitely with Loma and Jermaine, but definitely not looking forward for the Jake Paul card this weekend.
So that's all we got this weekend. Jake Paul.
Yeah, he's fighting Anderson Silva, right?
Yeah. Oh, well. Basically, there's no boxing this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna sit down and watch that. I might not, but again, Anderson Silva's old as fuck. He's done MMA. If Jake Paul knocks him out, I guess that's something, but dude's not a boxer. So. Whatever.
Yep. Crazy, man. But if you got any last words before I get out of here, tell the people.
No, not particularly. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I'm not even gonna pick between Anderson Silva and fucking and Jake Paul because I don't care. I mean,
trash.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Anderson Silva beats him, but
I hope Silva knocks him out.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what happens for him. So it's like whatever.
The Jake Paul Pussy Train show.
Is there anybody else good on that card?
Oh yeah. Let me bring that up. There's definitely some good talent. Ashton Silva, he's on the card. He's gonna be fighting against Braulio Rodriguez. He's that Dominican dude that Ryan Garcia knocked out in the past.
Okay.
Then you got who's that other guy? Yeah, there's really not that many good fighters here. You got Jeremiah Milton. He's going up against this other heavyweight named Quentin Sumter.
Okay, Jeremiah Milton's okay. I think he's getting a little bit too much hype for what he is, but I think he's good. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, the rest of the card is just like a bunch of like some of them are just no-name boxers, and then you got that Dr. Mike guy going up against Chris Avila. Then you got Le'Veon Bell versus Uriah Hall, which is
Le'Veon Bell fighting again.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Bro, Le'Veon Bell is just crazy, man. Like, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, whatever. I might tune in see how Le'Veon does.
Yeah, I'm definitely tuning in for that fight because I think Uriah is gonna stomp him.
You think Uriah gonna beat his ass?
Yeah, or Le'Veon Bell's gonna beat the crap out of him because Uriah he doesn't know how to box.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So yeah, I might tune in. I might tune in literally just to see how Le'Veon Bell does. But other than that, I'll just watch the highlights of that week shit. Or knowing YouTube, the fights will be on YouTube like the next day. So I don't
This is wild, man.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's all I got. Like I said, subscribe and thanks for having me.
yeah, appreciate it, man. Like I'll definitely do like another one in the future.
All right, for sure. Just let me know.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, you have a good one.
Same to you. All right. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. This will be uploaded to the podcast. I'll see you guys very, very soon. And yeah, I'll definitely be having a pretty good fight weekend to see these funny ass fights. But all right, see you guys. Salute to the mighty LDBC TWT family. And I'm out. Share, like, rate, comment, subscribe, do what you got to do. And I'm out. Peace out. Bye.